show.
What's good? What's goody? What's goody? What's goody? What's goody? What's goody? We in the building, my peopleization.
What is good?
What's goody? What's goody? We back. We back. So we're going to have a special guest, Mickey Eternal Bay, the time machine, who will be fighting March 8th. He will be joining us on the show, former world champion, looking to create history. He wants to break George Foreman record. He wants to show the world that he is indeed the time machine. So he will be joining us tonight. Hit the bombs for him, Clay. Hit the bombs for Mickey Bay. I can't hit the like button. What the hell's going on?
Cheese. His name is Cheese. Salute to everybody in the building. I see y'all stacking up in there. Hello. Salute to my beautiful wife in the building. Always
Miss Rain. She's in the building. Drop the bombs for her, Clay. There it is. There it is. And salute my brother, Charles Edward Cheese in the building. Dropping that. On this in the super chat. He said, salute all. Yang, yang. Salute, Cheese. Salute, salute, salute. We in the building, my peopleizations. We are back in the building, and we got some boxing news. We got arguably, let me ask you this, Clay, just to start it off, to kick it right off.
Right.
Is this the greatest boxing card in history, in your opinion?
In my lifetime, since I've been breathing, I don't know before me how, you know what I mean? I got to look into it. I don't want to lie to you, but in my lifetime, listen, we were breaking down these fights earlier. These fights are just amazing, bro. The storyline behind them, the ramifications for the results behind them. I mean, we've got David Benavidez taking a personal invitation from Turkey to come up and sit ringside. So he's probably watching the Caleb Smith-Buatsi fight. He's going to be looking at Dimitri Bivol or Artur Beterbiev fight. You know, the results, these are one of those cards where you know it's going to be the beginning of a whole bunch of other stuff going on in boxing based off of the results on this card. Yeah, man. Heavy. Pressure, as they say, right? Pressure.
Right. It's a setup card, right? It's setting up for the future. Right, like you said, this is a card that important fights and big fights are going to come of this card, right? Like you said, Benavidez is going to be ringside. That's huge. David Benavidez is going to be ringside, right? We know he wants the winner of Beterbiev, Bivol, however you choose to say his name, because I say Beterbiev, sometimes I say Bivol, Beterbiev. And people quickly jump down my neck and say, pause, and say, that's not even his name. I hear his team say it two different ways, right? Some people in his team be saying Beterbiev. Some people say Beterbiev. I don't know. I hear Andre Ward say Beterbiev. I hear Bob Arum say Beterbiev. So I don't know what it is, right? I heard Bggest Clemus say Beterbiev, but then I heard his trainer say Beterbiev, so I don't know what it is, and he don't talk that much, so I don't know. But we know Benavidez wants the winner of that fight. He's a mandatory for the WBC for that fight, for the winner of that fight, and also, like you said, we also got the Caleb Smith,
Joshua Buatsi,
right? So if he can't get, for some reason Bivol wins this fight, we know, Clay, right? Trilogy.
And keep in mind, that's what the word is going to be. It's going to be a trilogy. Benavidez is going to be looking for a fight. But Buatsi and Caleb Smith, I don't know if you guys are aware of it, but they're fighting for an interim WBO title, right?
To make themselves mandatory.
Right. So now you got David Benavidez, who's the unified interim champion, regular WBA, interim WBC title holder. So if he fights the winner of that, he becomes like a 3-weight class, not 3-weight class, a 3-belt unified interim champion, which I think is diabolical within itself. But look, it's a logical fight because the winner of Caleb Smith and Beterbiev, Caleb Smith and Joshua Buatsi have a legitimate ownership on a WBO mandatory, right, for the WBO belt that that Beterbiev or Bivol, whoever wins that fight, is going to be holding. So why not Benavidez fight the winner of that fight? To close that out, especially if there's going to be a trilogy. If there's going to be a trilogy, what better fight to make than that?
Right, exactly, and rightfully so. Right. If it makes for history, right? Because there's not a lot of directions to go in anyway. So
right.
I like it, and many people, including myself, thought that Bivol won the first fight, right? But then I could see why Beterbiev got the victory.
Right.
I didn't agree with the scorecards, but I can agree with the victory because, like we were saying, Clay, he took his foot off the gas in 10, 11, and 12.
Listen, man, those championship rounds hold weight, man.
Right. He got very, very tired, right, Clay? And he looked like he was trying to survive, right? Like
100%.
just doing enough, just staying active enough to keep Beterbiev from knocking him out. That's the way it looked. You know what I'm saying? So with that said, I can agree with that decision because not only that, Beterbiev was the unified champion.
Exactly.
Right? He
held that weight. Yep.
Right. He had 3 belts. So you gotta what we always say, Clay, you gotta beat the champion.
Right. And I got something else too, but Beterbiev in real time is the first 5 belt undisputed champion because he does have the IBO title as well that Bivol had. So he's got 5 belts, even though they don't want to acknowledge the 5th belt, but he's sitting on 5. I don't think any of the undisputed
and he got the
champions
ring. And
he got the ring magazine belt, right? Yeah. So he's super decorated. The people ain't gonna want to acknowledge the IBO belt, but look, man, all the undisputed champions, he's the only one who's held 5 of the belts and the ring magazine belt,
right,
at the same time,
right. So salute to E313, my brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on it in the super chat. Salute. We appreciate you, brother. So yeah, let me ask you this, right, Clay? Let's say Bivol wins, we get the trilogy. My thoughts is this. Now I'm going to see if you agree with this. My thoughts is this, right? We get the trilogy. I would like Benavidez to fight the winner, Caleb Smith-Buatsi, on that card. Because what it does is, right, Clay, don't sit around and allow politics to come in. Now the winner of that fight, now they arguing. Who gets the first dibs? Is the WBO? Is the WBC?
Right.
Eliminate that. You fight the winner of that fight. If there's a trilogy, you eliminate that possibility, and you don't got nowhere else to go. Like we said, Clay.
He's also supposedly in the background. I heard Jose Benavidez Sr. say that they are and have been having conversation with Oscar De La Hoya on potentially seeing Benavidez go up to the cruiserweight division to fight Zurdo Ramirez to challenge him for his unified cruiserweight championship belt up there. So Benavidez is chasing championships at this point by any means necessary. I'm sure he's tired of sitting as a unified interim title holder and a 168-pound interim belt holder. You know, he wants championship. So look, he's looking to fight the winner of Artur Beterbiev and Dimitri Bivol, but he understands the reality of this trilogy and he respects it, right? He says, listen, Beterbiev should get an opportunity to fight.
I'll be right back, Clay.
Okay. The Beterbiev does have a right at a rematch. He gave Bivol the rematch, right? It is what it is. But you know, if he can't fight that fight, I think Benavidez at this point, with his experience at 168, with what's happened with the Canelo Alvarez situation, with that situation, he's got a little PTSD when it comes to that. He's not sitting still for nothing, right? So he's not going to even leave a rematch that's fair hold him from his activity. You see how Benavidez is moving in this chapter and this year. He stopped the Jesse Hart fight, right? And he put together the David Morrell fight. No more playing games. No more plans from promoters and politicians in the sport setting him up, sending him to where he needs to be. He's going to take his career in his own hand. Let's be honest, guys. We wish a lot of fighters would do the same. But ultimately, if that fight isn't available, you would think that the legitimate fight that he should take would be the winner of Caleb Smith and Joshua Buatsi, but he's looking past that. He wants a real belt. And right now, Zurdo Ramirez is sitting on 2 belts in the cruiserweight division. If him and Oscar De La Hoya can come to some sort of agreement, they might do that fight as well. I think David Benavidez is muddying the waters a little bit, just as far as, because it looks like he's going to be trying to go up there to become a unified champion, but at the same time, come back down and fight for undisputed in the light heavyweight division. I'm wondering how that weight coming up and down is going to turn the whole situation out for him. But I mean, look, the Mexican monster is trying to set trends. He's trying to be a face of boxing. He's trying to capitalize off of that momentum, right, guys? The momentum that he built off of that David Morrell win. He's not stopping for nobody. So it is what it is. Salute to MRM Pride in the building. What it do, what it do, what it do. Salute to T-Bugs in the building. D-Boy Dev, what's good, family? What's good? Devin Joseph in the building. What's good, family? What's good? What's good? What's good? Yeah, man. I see some people in the building showing some love, man. Shout out to everybody. Just do, man. Salute, King. What's good with you, family? Yeah, so this card is holding all the weight in the world, right? Judah 773, what's good, fam? This card is holding a lot of weight, man. I'm outside of the competitive nature of all the fights that are on the card. That by itself holds weights, but guys, it's going in the right direction right now with boxing. I know some people want to push some false narrative around what Turkey's doing, but look, man, I can't complain, right? We got Ajit Kabayel fighting Zhilei Zhang. They're fighting for a WBC interim title that puts them in the race for undisputed, right? We'll see how long Alexander Usyk can hold that undisputed crown. You know, certain belts like the IBF are going to go ahead and well, he's not undisputed. What am I talking about? Daniel Dubois is undisputed, right? But we'll see how long the picture stays this way, how long he stays a unified champion at least, right? But that holds a lot of weight. That Ajit Kabayel Zhilei Zhang fight is going to be a big deal. And obviously the the Joseph Parker and the Daniel Dubois fight is holding crazy weight as well. What's going on here in the chat, man? I don't want to get too far ahead because I know Blue got things that he want to talk about. I'm trying to see what's going on here. Yeah, T-Guard's a good look. Mr. Rain. Oh, yeah. Oh, Mr. Rain. Yeah, no doubt, Larry. I thought you were talking to the wifey, Miss Rain, in the building. I got my phone going off here. What's going on here? Smash the like button on y'all. What's good, bro? Salute, Clay. Salute, Dog 215. Legacy remains. Everything else fades. Peace. Claymore. My God, what it do, chat? Salute to you guys. Salute to you guys, man. I don't know what fight Blue's going to want to talk about first. I'm ready for every single one of them. They're all holding that weight. You know what I mean? And obviously, this is going to be a fire card, Clay, for sure. No doubt, T-Bugs. And obviously, this Floyd Schofield thing is getting legs. He's not getting any kind of, like, he got no credibility right now. And I can't even fault the boxing space, right? I can't even do it. I ain't going to even lie to you. Me personally, I'm trying to bring some logic and some practical, critical thinking to this to make it make sense. But it seems like most people just want to jump off the bridge and just call it what it is, right? They want to say he ducking Shakur. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to say that's what's happening. I don't know if I'm ready to say he's actually just ducking Shakur. I think there's a lot of irresponsibility, a lot of games that were being played. I wonder why Floyd Schofield would be having issues. I'm hearing rumors about weight being cut, him looking really big, pause, you know what I mean, days before Monday. And this might have a lot to do with why he's looking the way he's looking in the hospital, but I don't know what's going on, man. I really don't know, man. Crypto Chris said, Clay, what up, brother? You doing a double today? Oh, you know how it is. It's the day off, but we don't have no days off right here, right? We either grinding out on the job or we grinding out here on this boxing content, man. But we also trying to stay up to speed, man. So it is what it is, man. True story. Thank you, Larry Tucker. You know what it is. You know what it is. You know, I don't know how to call it. You know, I think the most diabolical part about this whole entire situation, the most egregious part of this whole situation has been Senior's character and the way Senior's been carrying it, pushing blame out on this other team. That's not going to age well. It's just not going to age well. I've been talking about it, but it really isn't. Whether Schofield Jr. is really sick or not sick or whatever have you, honestly, Senior's accusations and the comments he's made and the interviews he's done, and he's been on a real tear for the past 2 years, year and a half. And I ain't gonna lie to you guys, man. I think it's coming full circle for him. I think it's just about as much as the space is willing to take at this point. I know he put out some tweets with some apologies to the tweets and, saying that Victor Conte had nothing to do with it and Shakur's team had nothing to do with it. But I think that has a lot to do with defamation, potential defamation suits and things like that could be coming across the table. I'm sure he's being advised by whatever legal representation he uses to kind of give him some advice, right? People are speaking to him and letting him know in all confidentiality that you might be digging a hole for yourself. And it might be time for you to free yourself for some of these situations you put yourself in. Get in front of this, you know what I mean? Get in front of this and maybe put out some apologies and speak out and let everybody know that you were just upset. You're just a worried parent, right? You're just a father trying to look out for his son. And, forgive me. Forgive me. The reality is none of you guys had nothing to do with this. Junior's just sick. It's not nothing. Junior's just sick. I got it off for a second, D-Boy. Yeah, no doubt, man. Donnell Bell say, what up, Blue and Clay? Blue doing good. I'm doing great. Sylvester Anderson, Shalom King. Blessings to you and the family. I appreciate you, man. Peace and blessings to your family as well, man. Peace and blessings to your family as well. Which fight is more intriguing? Dimitri Bivol or David Bivol or David Beterbiev, Ron J says. I don't know, man. I think both fights are real interesting, man. But let's be honest, a fight that's probably going to be a little bit more, in my opinion, I think stylistically, I think Bivol's going to give David Benavidez the run for his money. I mean, Beterbiev is there as well, but I think Bivol just with all that movement, I just think about like a Caleb Plant 2.0 when I think of Dimitri Bivol. Caleb Plant, the gas tank failed him, but he was doing well until he wasn't, right? I think Dimitri Bivol can do what Caleb Plant was trying to do. And I think David Benavidez struggles a little bit with those boxes. It is what it is. Let's see. Oh, hey, yo, Chris Lay. Peace, my brother, senior, on something different. They was in over their head from the beginning. It looks like they was, man. It looked like they were a little bit over their head. And you got to think the show, it had to be a lot of intimidating energy with how massive the show was. All the lights, all the effects, all the bells and whistles that come with the Riyadh season event. I think reality probably started settling in a little bit about what they were getting themselves involved with, and hence, I don't know. It's hard. It's difficult, man. Like I said, it's Senior who's making it complicated. Junior very well may just be sick. Just a bad coincidence, a bad chain of events have led him to being sick. But Senior just talked so much trash this whole past year and a half. They were just waiting on something like this to happen. And the moment something like this was going to happen, they were going to bury him. It is what it is. He ain't sick. He's chasing a bigger bag. I don't think so, Dog 215. I ain't gonna lie. I don't think he's chasing a bigger bag. I don't think that's what this is. The bag is already big. This ain't about money. This ain't about a play on leveraging anything. It's either he ducked, which I don't think it is, or honestly, he just didn't come prepared for the weight cut. And it might be time for Schofield to consider going to 140 if this weight cut was hurting him that much. But in fact, he definitely talked too much. Yeah, Tommy, he put himself in a bad situation. He really did. He really put himself in a bad situation. Food poisoning, I think. Maybe food poisoning, maybe, But, when you're saying all those things, you're kind of, shedding a bad light on Saudi a little bit, right? Because the food you're eating is their food. So if their food poisoned you all of a sudden, he was there for like 3 weeks. He was 138 last week. I know, D-Boy, that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing he was sitting at 138 pounds last week. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Was he sitting at 138 pounds last week? What, do we see him on the scale, or is this a number they just put out there? I don't know. Maybe he was on weight. You think so, Larry? You think so? I don't know. Maybe that's what it was. Oh, Blue's back. Salute, Blue.
Yeah, he put that out there. The scale, him weighing in, he was 138.6. February 10th, 8th or something like that.
But everybody was saying that they seen him and he looked real big. Like everybody was wondering how he was gonna cut that weight. Even Adelaide Adolopo said it on his show. Somebody who has nothing to do with nobody said, "Listen, man, this dude was looking huge," and they were looking at him like, "How's he gonna start cutting his weight? He got a couple of days to cut this weight." That's what he said.
See? Hold on.
12:04 a.m. We making our way. February 14th, 12:04 a.m. We making our way. And with shorts on, he's 138.6. And
So he said February 14th.
12:04 a.m. We making our way. And with shorts on, he's 138.6. And
It is what it is.
I think me personally, and again, I'm not him. I'm not his dad. I think it must be some sort of food poisoning. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe he's allergic to something.
Right.
I just think it's diabolical to say it was Shakur and his team and the masseuse wiped some cream on you. That's just diabolical.
Right. It just makes it look like you're covering something up. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. But as far as the fights, jump right in. Whichever fight you want to start with, Clay.
All right. Let's see here. I mean, let's start
Let
with
it off. Let it off.
Let's sit with the heavyweights, man. Let's go right in. Daniel Dubois versus Joseph Parker. Let's go right in there, man. The co-main event of the card. You know what I mean? IBF title. Daniel Dubois' IBF title on the line. Joseph Parker's second shot at trying to become a champion. And you know, he got Andy Lee with him. Joseph Parker coming in there with Don Charles. It's been a journey for these guys for the last year, right? I mean, Daniel Dubois having to go through Jarrell Miller, then Philip Ergovich, and then Anthony Joshua ultimately to get to this point right here. And then, you know, Joseph Parker going through, you know, I can't remember somebody, I can't remember what his name is, but then ultimately Deontay Wilder and then Zhilei Zhang. Let me ask you, who do you think had the realer path? You know what I'm saying? Who had the hardest path to getting here at this point? Who had to really weather the storm to get here and had to deal with the harder opposition?
I think it's equal.
I don't think so.
I think because Wilder has the equalizer, you never know. Zhang got the equalizer, one punch in the heavyweight division, you never know. And Joseph Parker is known to fade in the second half of fights. So for him to beat them, but I think the more splashy win is Daniel Dubois beating Jarrell Miller, stopping him, never been stopped, and then stopping Anthony Joshua, and mentally coming back from what we thought he was weak and wouldn't bounce back. That's why I think it's equal.
I think Daniel Dubois, the fights that he had to fight was definitely way more difficult. I mean, let's look at it like this, right? Joseph Parker fought a Deontay Wilder that one could argue mentally just was not there. It was a complete different Deontay Wilder. He wasn't letting his hands go. He wasn't being the Deontay Wilder that was going to actually be the real test for Joseph Parker. So he may have been blessed a little bit to just catch a sleepy Deontay Wilder in the ring that night, right? I think Tyson Fury would argue that was not the same Deontay Wilder he fought. Then you look
1,000%,
at
1,000%. That wasn't
right. Tyson Fury would be like, that was cute.
Way too much, man.
He wasn't letting his hands go. He was just on some nonsense. All of a sudden, he was trying to be a boxer. It was ugly. It was ugly. And then he went and he fought Zhilei Zhang, right? I mean, Zhilei Zhang's is a good opponent, you know, a puncher. But look, he got a gas tank that runs about 2 miles a gallon, 2 to 3 miles a gallon, right? Like that man is looking good for like the first quarter mile. Like the first 25 miles, he good. And after that, he looking for a gas station, bro. He got, you know what I mean? He got he packed a lot of punches inside those first 3 to 4 rounds. But after that, especially if he's been catching and he's been really letting his hands go, his gas tank just wasn't there. And one could argue Joseph Parker just took advantage of the old man Zhang and just let him kind of guided him to his own ending. Let me walk you to your own ending. And now let's look at Daniel Dubois' resume. He fought a Jarrell Miller, like you said, who came in 100 pounds more than Daniel Dubois, 100 pounds heavier than Daniel Dubois, right? Into the ring. Diabolical. he took this guy to 10 rounds and ended him, stopped him. The conditioning was definitely being tested because you know how Jarrell Miller give it up. That's what he does is he presses you, and he tries to take advantage of the heavyweight division's conditioning. That's what he popped on those EPOs and all those different things he was taking was to help him on that. Then he fought Filip Hrgović, who, for all argument's sake, Filip Hrgović was the one that was supposed to be the one in the position he's in. He's supposed to be fighting Alexander Usyk or the winner between him and Tyson Fury, however you want to look at it. He was supposed to be fighting. He already beat Zhilei Zhang. Filip Hrgović already had beat Zhilei Zhang. You know what I'm saying? Zhilei Zhang was supposed to be trying to get a fight back with Filip Hrgović to get his L back, right? And then he beat Filip Hrgović, stopped him, broke that man, took everything that Filip Hrgović had to offer punch-wise, straight right hands that were looking crazy, and then stopped the man. Then he went and fought potentially the face of boxing, of European boxing, maybe, Anthony Joshua. And he knocked this guy out and made him look like an amateur, made him look like he didn't even belong in the ring with him to become the IBF champion. So he went in against potentially some of the biggest punchers the heavyweight division has to offer. You know what I mean? Active punchers. And Joseph Parker kind of went on the retirement home campaign tour, right? Like Deontay Wilder, who was on his way out the door, he's eating mushrooms, peace on to the world. He crying for his opponents. He in the hotel room crying with his opponents after he knocked them out. And Zhilei Zhang, who's an old man. I think Daniel Dubois has the resume that makes sense. And I'm going to tell you why I'm bringing it up because, you know, I was talking to somebody the other day and I really had to think about it. And I said, damn, you know, when the Anthony Joshua and the Daniel Dubois fight came, I thought Anthony Joshua was going to win that fight. I thought the straight right hands that Filip Hrgović was hitting Daniel Dubois with, that if Anthony Joshua was going to be able to do that, and I always give Anthony Joshua for those straight right hands. He has some real good straight right hands.
I agree.
I thought he'd be able to do something with him. But then the dude told me, like, yeah, but I mean, look what his resume was. His resume was really padded up. Francis Ngannou, he knocked out Francis Ngannou, knocked out Deontay Wilder's leftover in Robert Helenius, right? Then he knocked out Robert Helenius first, then he knocked out Francis Ngannou, and then he went ahead and knocked out Otto Wallin. That's not really, you know, it looks good. It's a good comeback. It's a good comeback, but it's not I mean, for real, what kind of resume was that? It was kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? Artificial a little bit. You know what I mean? In comparison to Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois has really had to earn it.
It was manufactured.
Manufactured. That's what the word I'm looking for. Daniel Dubois really had to earn it. Like the fights he was in, he wasn't the favorite in. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't going to win those fights. I don't know, man. I just think he's more tried true. And I'm gonna be real with you. In the last fight he had, his boxing leveled up from the Filip Hrgović fight. His head was off the line. He had the better jab in the fight against Anthony Joshua. He was the better boxer. He wasn't just a stronger guy with the harder puncher. He was actually the better boxer. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this though.
Mm-hmm.
Does that diminish his victory over Anthony Joshua since Anthony Joshua had a manufactured type of comeback since losing to Usyk?
No, it not really, because Anthony Joshua. I see what you're saying, right? Anthony Joshua was who he was already. And I'm gonna be real with you. Anthony Joshua wasn't necessarily the test per se. It was the event that was a test, right? 80,000 plus people in the building, all the lights, all the pressure on him. That was Anthony Joshua's show. And Daniel Dubois came up in there like really in the same way that almost like a Floyd Schofield was going to come in there against Shakur Stevenson. Like, damn, bro, this is really a big stage. And he really just stepped up and handled the business and really just, you can see that he overtrained almost like, damn, I trained a little too hard for you, bro. I really thought you was going to be that. And I came in here super sharp and you're really not him. I just think he's gotten better, man. And he boxed well that night. Like I said, setting up his shots, standing on that jab, not just rushing in, not over. I mean, it could have looked like it was a steamroll, but it wasn't a steamroll. It was well calculated. The foot movement, the delivery system for that right hand was A1. Don Charles and his father really did a lot of good work with Daniel Dubois. I just think he's the fighter who got better. I don't know if Joseph Parker has gotten that much better. He got a little bit patient, but once again, he's got kind of a manufactured path into the ring. He got a Deontay Wilder, didn't want to fight, a Zhilei Zhang, You know what I'm saying? I mean, not a Zhilei Zhang. Zhilei Zhang, who just out of shape, came in the ring over 300 pounds. I don't know if that triangle theory for him is gonna work out well in translating to what he's gonna look like in front of Daniel Dubois. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I can agree. That's why I said it's I feel like it's equal, it's even. Reason being is because, like you said, I thought Anthony Joshua was a little, his victories was a little bit tainted since losing to Usyk mentally. Jarrell Miller hasn't proven, but I did think he beat Andy Cruz. So he did show at a high level he can compete. And the Hergerit fight, the reason I would agree with you in giving him the edge over Joseph Parker is because mentally we thought he was done.
Right.
We thought he was a quitter. We thought he was done. And he bounced back, bro, with all that pressure. All that pressure, he bounced back. So I can agree with you there.
And he got hit a lot in that fight, and he didn't sway. He got hit with a lot of straight right hands. I mean, you just heard Don Charles screaming like, "Get your head off the line, Danny! Danny, get your head off the line!" He was just like, "Bro, we did not work on this. You are getting hit way more than you know what I'm saying. And we did not work on this."
Not to mention, Clay, although he got stopped, he did arguably knock out Usyk.
And people are sleeping on that, and I think it's a big deal because he's a better boxer today than he was when he fought Usyk. And Usyk is arguably the best boxer in the heavyweight division. Clearly, he's the best boxer as far as him being a unified, undisputed champion. But I'm talking about skill set wise, IQ wise. Usyk is the top of the top on the food chain when it comes to that. Especially after he beat Tyson Fury, who's supposed to be the best boxer. He handled him. He arguably stopped Usyk, and the ref fumbled that play a little bit for him. And he lost a little. He got discouraged because ultimately Usyk was able to use that IQ, and I think he got frustrated a little bit that he was kind of chasing the knockout again, that he was trying to finish him, and he couldn't get it because Usyk is just that kind of fighter who, number one, is able to move properly and recover, but also is notorious for having like a second win in the second half of the fight. Like he has a second gear that he hits in the second half of the fight, and it's like, damn, I got to start all over again. It's like Danny just really gave up, took that knee, was like, I don't even want to do this no more, bro. I already got robbed, and I want to do this no more.
And that's what I'm saying. Like it seemed like he quit. Like he just was like, bro, he was deflated. Fight Sports Talk, I disagree. We dissected that. That punch was right on the belt line, bro.
What did he say?
He said that punch.
Oh, no, it wasn't low. I don't think it was low at all. I don't think it was low at all. Shout out to Fight Sports Talk, man. That's my guy from New Zealand.
That was right on the belt line. We dissected that. We zoomed in and everything.
It really was. It wasn't low, man. That was a clean body shot. And most people call it for that. Most like across the board, most analysts are just like, nah, that shot wasn't low, man. That's why Danny went in the ring and confronted Usyk and said, we need to run that back and get my fight back that you stole from me, that was stolen from me. Everybody knows it. That's why Usyk know he gonna go get it back. It was below the middle part of the belt. I mean,
no, it wasn't. I can show you pictures of it. I can show you pictures. It was definitely not low. We dissected that to nausea.
Right.
To nausea, man. It was definitely right on the belt line. And ironically, it's the same referee and the same exact punch Joshua landed on Usyk. And the same referee said it was low on Joshua, and it wasn't low on Joshua either.
Yeah, and I mean, what's low on the belt line? Like, are we talking about close to the stitching? Is there an imaginary line there in the middle? Because he wasn't nowhere near below that belt line. You know what I'm saying? It looked like it was belt line and stomach. Like it was like belt line and stomach, like bang.
Clay, it wasn't even close to being low, bro.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing. There's nothing to disagree. I'm gonna show you the pictures. It wasn't low. It wasn't low. It's this. We gotta understand that.
Yeah, that's true. On the best on the, I don't know. We gotta pull it on. Let's go.
I'm gonna pull it up right now.
Let's go through it.
It definitely. I did that. I did videos on that to nausea. To nausea. It was not low. You can clearly see the punch was not low. Clearly. Not even it's not even a debate. Look. Look where it's at, Clay. In chat. The punch is right on the belt line, bro. Directly on the belt line. Like what are we talking about here? This is not even debatable.
I mean, I see where somebody could say it was like low on the belt line, I guess, because when you look at the picture, but like you look at this one, right, man, this was right on the belt line, bro. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we got to understand. Like, you got to.
Like, I'm looking at a picture here where, because you got to understand that while he's hitting him on the belt line, Usyk is bringing his right hand down to smack his hand away, so he's kind of pushing it down a little bit. Like if you even in that picture, I think in that picture, if you look at that picture that you have, he's bringing his right hand down on.
He's pushing his hand down.
Right, but I think the contact happened right on the belt line, and then he's pushing.
And then he's pushing down. Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like the initial punch. Is he hit him, and now we also got to take into consideration he's pulling his hand back and his hand is being pushed down at the same time. The punch already landed, right? When you look at the punch has already landed at this point in time.
That's actually towards the end of it. There's a better picture if you look on there. If you look at the picture,
I purposely wanted to show this one because this is the punch coming back.
Right, it's coming back right there. Exactly.
Yeah. It already went up. Now it's coming back down. And it's still not even low.
Right. There's a picture right here that kind of shows when he first hits him, like on contact. It's right. He's hitting the stomach and the belt at the same time.
Right. It's up. That's what I'm saying. Like there's no disputing that was not low at all.
You said, I'm not saying it was Gelato. I hear you. But look, man, at the end of the day, the referee called it low. And
look at this one. Look at this contact. I'm gonna show you this one. The punch is not low. It's right. The belt line is the glove is barely below the belt line. When you actually look at the picture. Like, bro, we gotta understand they heavyweights with 12-ounce gloves on. I mean, with what are they, 10 ounce?
I think they're 10 ounce, yeah.
Look at this punch.
And like I said, he's still swatting his arm down here. There's a picture here of him. The arm is not there yet. The arm is not all the way on his bicep like that yet.
Right.
And he hits him clean. I mean, look, it is what it is.
Yeah, he hit him clean, bro. That was a clean punch, bro. That was clean on the belt line. Here, this is my favorite picture. Here we go. This is the one I was looking for. Because this is the one I was using to make the videos, just to show y'all. Here we go. This is the angle I wanted to show y'all. The very first contact that was made. Right? Now you're going to see it clear as day. This was not a low blow. Not at all. The glove, like I said, the glove. Like I said, glove. The glove is not even below the belt, bro. Look.
Yeah, that's the shot I was talking about. You can see it right there.
Yeah.
He's hitting him. It's on the stomach and the belt right there.
Right. It's on the stomach. Look, he pushed his arm down.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's why it looks like that. But look at the bottom of his glove. It's mid belt line.
Right. And then everything else is above the belt line, hitting his stomach as well.
Right. You can clearly see that was a clean punch. Look, you can see below his belt line.
Yeah.
Right here, you can see below his belt line. The glove. The glove is on his stomach.
Yeah.
Clean as day. That's why I said this is not even debatable. That's not even debatable.
Yeah, that was right on the belt line. I've always said it, man. That was right on the belt line. I've argued that with so many people. Like that blow was not low, man. The angle you initially showed proves the glove is below the middle part. Yeah, but that's the journey of it on the way out. That's not the beginning. That's not where the shot contacted him in the beginning. That was not the shot on contact. On contact, it hit him right. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm sure in the next fight, I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. I think Usyk is gonna get him in the next fight. I ain't gonna lie. Like he's gonna probably get him better, unless unless Daniel Dubois has really like leveled up on his boxing like that, and maybe he has too. It was below the belt line. It is what it is. If his groin was way up there, he'd been drinking the anaconda from the back down. Sorry, guys, I disagree. It is, of course, fight sport. Of course, man. That's my guy right there.
Fight sports. How could it be low when I'm showing you it's not low, brother? How could it be low when I'm showing you it's not low? This is the initial contact. The picture you seen was him pushing the glove down, brother. Now he's pushing the glove all the way down. Look where his hand is. You can see Dubois' posture has changed. There's nothing to debate, brother.
We're getting ready.
Did you see Senior apologize and say it's not the masseuse now?
Yeah, that's what I was telling everybody, man. He put out this on the tweet. He went on like a little campaign. He's trying to salvage what he got left, because I'll be honest with you, man. What he was saying was borderline defamation lawsuits. I believe it was. It was very much close to getting there, where it was like, I think Victor Conte has a legitimate case against you, bro. If you're trying to put your son's deathly illness, you know what I'm saying? You're telling people that he's been poisoned and on his deathbed off of because of what he did. That is a serious allegation, man. That's a serious allegation. I think somebody talked to him about it, and he had to come out. He had to come out and say something, man. It's not going to age well what he's done, bro. He has to make a decision to walk away from Junior, bro. You got to walk away from him to a degree. You can't, if you care about his career, you're just too much.
That's an attempt on your life,
right?
How are you going to just say that? Like,
how are you going to put that on somebody who, I mean, you have no proof to back that up. It's crazy. As a parent, I didn't know what happened. So if you didn't know what happened, why did you say it was these other people who did it? And then you know, Shakur said that he doesn't even have a masseuse in Riyadh. He's like, I don't even have a masseuse. So what are you talking about? You calling this dude my masseuse? What masseuse? I don't have one. I pray all individuals can forgive me. I bet you do. I bet you do. I bet you do. Without a doubt, I bet you do. It is what it is. If Conte was going to sue anyone, it will be Ryan Garcia. Not really. Not Ryan Garcia, because Ryan Garcia was basically saying that, you know, he had man, this is different, man. This is like bodily harm, physical bodily harm that you're trying to say he did to somebody.
And we're not talking about Conte. We're talking about Shakur, because how you going to say this man, that's an attempt on your kid's life, bro?
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what kind of, to say somebody poisoned you, you don't know what kind of allergies this person has.
Right.
I saw not too long ago, somebody was unalive, a lady. Did you see that in Disney World? Her husband, her kids was there. She's allergic to peanuts. She went to get food, and they was avoiding stands with peanuts. Mm-hmm. And they found one, and they asked them, is it peanut free? And they said, yeah, there's no peanuts or whatever. She said, I'm allergic. They got it on record. They said no problem. She ate the food, all the food, and it was peanuts in it, and she swelled up and died in Disney World.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
And
I'm
her
assuming.
husband, because the husband, AK Crowder, what's up, family? The husband obviously was trying to sue, and Disney just now, because they was trying to say it was on her and all this stuff, and then the cameras and everything came out that she asked them numerous of times, and you could see her avoiding different places that had peanuts. And they told her this is peanut free, so on and so forth. And she ate the food, and she transitioned. And he got he got woo.
Yeah.
He got so much money, it ain't even funny. Because
he lost his wife, man. That's diabolical.
Lost his wife in front of his kids.
Yeah, bro. That's gonna be hard to
There ain't no amount of money that can fix that.
Yep. That's a horrible situation.
So what I'm saying is, when you saying somebody is doing this attempt on your kid, that's nasty work. Duncan Penderhugh salute. He said that's the homegirl. Oh, you know them? Man, sorry for your loss, brother.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I saw it on the news.
It happened recently, like just recently?
Yeah, like last month or something.
Oh, wow. Man, condolences to that man and his family, but that's crazy. I ain't trying to lose my wife.
A fire frequency because you have allergic reaction, your throat closed up, bro. And if they can't get you to somewhere where they can intubate you or open up your pathways, it's like having an asthma attack, bro.
That's a horrible way to die too, suffocating like that. Can't breathe.
Just eating at a Disneyland. Oh wow, she had a YouTube channel too. Wow, a food channel. Nasty work, bro. Nasty work. But okay, Clay. So what's the next fight?
Hold on.
Okay.
I'm reading what's going on in the chat. My bad. All right. So, so hold on. So you're going with Daniel Dubois on this fight, right? Or are you going with Joseph Parker?
I'm going with Daniel Dubois. I think he got the momentum.
Right.
I think he definitely got the edge in power. I think he got the. They both gonna be confident, but Joseph Parker's style, to me, no disrespect to Joseph Parker, but it's always like a scary style, right? Like he want to do just enough to win the fight. Like he's never gonna overly engage, right? And I don't think that might wear Daniel Dubois out. All that movement, like he does a lot of unnecessary movement, right? And he never truly wants to engage, right? Oh, he said they didn't have an EpiPen available either. Wow. In Disneyland, in Disney World, that's supposedly you got kids there.
Right.
Wow. But yeah, Clay. So I got to favor Daniel Dubois. I just think his confidence is at an all-time high.
I agree. I think it's his time. I think the momentum's on his side. I think he shows what I want to see from Daniel Dubois in this fight is his boxing. I want to see him, if he can cut that ring off and beat Joseph Parker in boxing. If he can compete with Joseph Parker on a boxing level, then this fight's going to get dragged down to a fight, and that's where Daniel Dubois wants this fight at. And when it turns into a fight, I think he puts his dude to sleep between 7 and 9 rounds. I think he gets his dude out there. I think he clips him. I think he's going to show he's a way better boxer than what people want to give him respect for. Because I think people really look at him like some wild puncher. You know what I mean? Kind of like a Deontay a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, yo, this guy just all he got is power. Nah, bro. I think he's a real good boxer, man. I think he's a real good boxer, man. Yeah, I got Daniel Dubois. So let's talk about this other fight. I'm gonna talk about the big one.
Let me just test this real quick. What you just said. I think that he's not so twitchy, and people confuse him not being as twitchy.
Right.
As him not being a good boxer. He looks stunning at times. He looks like he's, almost George Foreman at times, but that's because he's not very twitchy, but he's athletic for his size. But go ahead, Kay.
Listen, 100% athletic, a gymnast at points. I've seen him training, the other day, and this dude was on the rings. You know the rings that you grab on. This dude was hanging upside down from the rings, flipping back and flipping back. Like, he's really athletic. I think what we saw in Daniel Dubois back in the day was somebody who was kind of rushing the knockout. He was kind of being aggressive and kind of just getting caught up in that. I think you're seeing somebody who's a lot more patient, has a lot more poise. He has bought into the process a little bit more. He knows his opportunity is going to come. I think he's going to be patient with Joseph Parker. I think we might even see him bait Joseph Parker into a situation where Daniel Dubois becomes a little bit of a counterpuncher, just a little bit in this fight. You know what I mean? At points in times, I think he's a better boxer than what people want to give him respect for, and he can keep his pace up at a high level. You know what I'm saying? He can keep his pace up at a high level. Like, his conditioning is way better than what it was back in the day, and we saw that with Jarrell Miller. He went all the way into the last rounds, and he kept that same pace up and actually broke Jarrell Miller on a cardio level. You know what I mean?
And Philip too.
And Philip Ergovich, even though that was a little early for him, but he was just getting punched crazy. It was crazy.
The thing was that Philip was putting pressure and landing some big punches.
Right.
That drained you, man. And he was landing big punches. So that pace of a fight can also drain you. And he showed us that his stamina is on par.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. This is Daniel Dubois' night. This is Daniel Dubois' big opportunity, and I think he's going to step up and shine. Now, let's go into Israel Madrimov and Virgil Ortiz. I'm going to be honest with you, man.
I can't wait.
There's so many different moving parts to this fight, Blue. People have to take into consideration. First of all, both these fighters, for all intent purposes, should be better fighters than they were in their last fights in this fight. The experience is priceless on both sides. Virgil Ortiz went 12 rounds with Serhii Bohachuk in a hard, close, very violent fight for 12 rounds with Serhii Bohachuk. And although some people might want to say they think Serhii won, no matter, that was a fight where both of those guys won. Both of those guys made names for themselves at 154, what everybody knows not to play with them. Virgil showed he had that iron chin, showed he could box when he needed to, let off a lot of combinations, but he also got humbled a little bit in this fight. He got humbled and realizing not everybody's going to go away. Not everybody's going to go away when you're punching on them. And I think Robert Garcia had an experience as well with Virgil Ortiz, to where we're going to see a little bit more of a patient Virgil Ortiz, a little bit more responsible, defensively responsible Virgil Ortiz. He's still going to be flat-footed. He's still going to be who he is, but I just think we're going to see a more, I expect to see a way more patient and defensively responsible Virgil Ortiz, who got clipped with shots and got sat on his pockets on his fight with Serhii. He got a whole entire introduction to 154. But then you got Ismail Madrimov, who came into his fight with Terrence Crawford with only 10 professional fights under his belt. And people were sleeping on him, but he had to show the world that he could really get it in, that he could box, right? He had to show the world, like, it's not just about, you guys are calling me the reincarnation of Triple G. This is deeper than that. I'm actually a fighter with 300 plus amateur fights under my belt. I'm used to fighting for points. I'm used to boxing. I'm used to not going for the knockout and beating dudes in his boxing game. And he boxed with Terrence Crawford for 12 rounds in a competitive fight. Some people think he won the fight. I'm not one of them. But just off the fact that it was competitive is impressive enough. That experience is going to be priceless for him. So who is going to show up to the ring Saturday night or Saturday afternoon when they fight each other? If the Madrimov that fought Terrence Crawford shows up to fight against Virgil, it's going to be a complicated day for Virgil. If the Virgil who fought Serhii Bohachuk hasn't learned and adjusted from what he went through in that fight, then he's going to be coming forward and he's probably going to walk into something bad, because Ismail Madrimov has already earned the right to be a puncher. If you look at his record, he's not playing. He's stopping people. He's not light in the ass. You know what I'm saying? Pause. He's not light in the ass. So I think at the end of the day, it's going to be about the version that shows up in that ring that night is going to be the one, depending on the version. Madrimov was being him against Terrence. I believe that. He was just showing you he had a lot of wrinkles to his game. Is Virgil going to be confident enough to continue to be him against Madrimov, or is he going to try to become like Raul Venezuela and be this boxer moving around? And you know what I'm saying? How's he going to deal with that Madrimov who fought Terrence Crawford?
Right. And that's the thing that gets me with Madrimov, right?
Mhm.
Is that mentally he was saying he thought he won the fight. Eddie Hearn was saying he thought he won the fight, so on and so forth, right?
Mhm.
The thing is, does Madrimov now look at the situation and feel to himself, I got to switch my style because I won't get the victory against another high-profile fighter,
Mm.
and now change what he did against Terrence Crawford to be more aggressive and put himself in more harm's way and not be so cautious coming in because he feels like he can't get a decision on the card against another high-profile fighter, especially seeing what happened between Serhai and Virgil, where most people thought that Virgil lost
Mm-hmm.
and Virgil still got the victory. Is that going to affect Israel Madrimov going into this fight where we don't see that version because he's like, this version, that was arguably the best version of himself against Terrence Crawford. And I didn't get the victory. Do he overthink it and make unnecessary adjustments in the Virgil fight? That's the question that I'm going to have, right? I keep saying this, right, Claire? If the version that fought Terrence Crawford fights Virgil, he's going to win.
Right.
If he's overthinking it and changing too much and being super aggressive, because, like you said, Virgil can put you out.
He could do it.
Virgil can put you out. So if you over aggressive against Virgil, that gives him the best chance to win.
Oh yeah.
So that's my question mark with Madrimov side, and just to piggyback off what you said with the first one with Virgil, that you think that Robert, they got humbled. They're gonna go back to the drawing board, make some adjustments, be more patient, and be a better boxer. The question do I have is a patient Virgil Ortiz enough to beat the version of Israel Madrimov that we saw fight Terrence Crawford? I don't think so.
Now listen, man. Virgil's game. See, the thing about Virgil is his offense was his defense, right?
Right.
Him letting his hands go was the best thing he could do because the power that he possessed and the threat that he actually was in the ring made people keep their hands on him and focus on the defense a little bit. They were scared to trade with Virgil. If Virgil gives a fighter like Madrimov time and space to think, and ultimately, let's be 100 right here. Virgil doesn't have to, but he's been known to push the pace, right? Like he pushes the pace. So that pace that he pushes works on the conditioning of the fighter, makes the fighter not have enough time to think, and he gets him caught up in a lot of trouble. He throws a lot of combinations, throw his hands, he throws 2-3 punch combinations regularly. He's not a one punch type of dude necessarily. A boxer Virgil is going to be a more patient Virgil, is going to be a Virgil who's not throwing as many punches as the normal Virgil does. And Madrimov is going to do well in that kind of situation. But I'm being honest with you, man. An over aggressive Virgil is going to put himself in a lot of problems with a Madrimov. I think he's going to put himself in some problems there. It's going to be an interesting situation. I seen somebody put inside of the chat, what about the best version of each one of these guys show up? If the best version of Virgil shows up and the best version of Madrimov shows up, what happens? Bro, I'm going to be honest with you guys. We got to be honest. Madrimov is the natural 154 pounder in this fight. He's the one who's been there. He is an ex-champion at 154, no matter how you want to paint the picture. He's the 154 guy. Virgil, this will be his second 154-pound fight. The other fights that he had outside of Serhii Bohachuk were catchweight fights. He wasn't making that weight, and the power didn't translate. Serhii Bohachuk said Virgil Ortiz does not punch that hard. That's what he said. He said, I've been in there. He said, Sebastian Fundora, that dude punches hard as hell. I ain't gonna lie to you. You don't want to get punched on by him. He said, but Virgil Ortiz does not punch that hard. Why is it not translating like it did at 147? Well, Blue, it's not 147. That's why. You go up and wait, and
exactly.
everything
And remember, I called you Kurt again. I mean, the great ancestor is thinking about us.
For sure.
And remember, Clay, he was a big 47 pounder.
Right. So the power has not translated to 154 yet. I mean, he's fought some dudes, but he's fought a bunch of cab drivers, you know what I'm saying, that he stopped. All those early guys he stopped, and they weren't at 154. It was like 155.5, 156, you know what I'm saying? He was floating around there, making the fights happen there. This is a new stage. They've traveled a lot to put this fight together. Madrimov is at home, man. This is Madrimov's division. People would argue that Madrimov is the second best guy at 154. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if I would say that, but a lot of people would say that based on him being able to compete with Terrence. And let's be honest,
removing Terrence Crawford, yeah,
exactly. That's what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah, I think we all think that Bakram is
the number one guy,
outside of Terrence Crawford, right?
Right. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, I think you're right.
I think Madrimov is going to take this one.
Yeah, I think so too. Again, like I said, I don't see, and again, you know, because they're gonna, I don't see anything can happen. They both high profile fighters,
right?
I just don't see personally when I keep watching it, and I never get the feeling that a Virgil, and he could shock me, right? I don't see anything that Virgil can do that can beat the version that's stuck in my head of Madrimov.
Right.
And that's the Terrence Crawford version.
Right.
Now, again, can we get shocked? 1000%. Can Israel not show again, like he cannot be the guy that was against Terrence Crawford? Maybe Clay, he shot his load. Maybe that was it. Maybe he peaked out against Terrence Crawford.
Right.
Like a lot of fighters do that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think that's the case, though.
I don't think that's the case at all, because he comes from that Eastern European style of fighting, and it's just different. It's like Cuban school of boxing. You know, They typically don't do that. So
I also say this, on the back end of a victory for Virgil Ortiz in this fight, Virgil Ortiz becomes like second, third, like he becomes the name at 154. You know, he's Mexican. He's the dancing partner that everybody at 154 wants. You know what I mean? Sebastian Fundora just hasn't checked those boxes yet. You know what I mean? He's tall, he got those long arms, but it's not him. We all know that. That fight with Tim Tszyu has a lot of asterisks on that fight. The bleeding, obviously, the number one thing from that elbow in the middle is head in the second round. Secondly, the fact that he likes to fight inside with that mid-range. He doesn't use none of his physical attributes a lot. You know what I mean? And he got a fight off the back end of getting knocked out by Brian Mendoza to go right into a championship fight. They're just asterisks. And a last-minute replacement for Tim Tszyu, who didn't even have an opportunity to get a full camp to prepare against him. Asterisks are there. Bakram is the tried-true guy. Terrence Crawford is who he is, but he's not in the conversation for all intent purposes. We can be honest to say that Terrence Crawford is not in the conversation at 154. He just has removed himself. He's made it clear. He's going to 168. He's going to make that fight happen. On the back end of a victory, he's probably going to walk off into the sunset of legend, right? Or even on the back end of a loss, he might walk off with the bag he's getting. It's going to be all about Bakram, Virgil Ortiz, Israel Madrimov, and then I'll throw in Serhii Bohachuk in there as well. You know what I'm saying? Being that a lot of people would argue that he won that fight, and he just won his last fight against Ishmael Davis in rare form, just dominated Ishmael Davis, Serhii Bohachuk. Virgil wins this fight. This is a big deal for Virgil Ortiz at 154, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
The concerns that I have, and I'm sure the concerns that Madrimov is going to have, is that the more marketable fighter is Virgil Ortiz.
Right.
In the judge's eyes, right?
Right.
So I think, he got knocked down twice and still won. You know what I'm saying? And you know, what is it going to take? I think that if Serhii didn't get knocked down, he would have won.
Yeah. Well, no, Serhii didn't get knocked down.
Virgil did knock him down, right?
Nah.
You sure? I think he did. Did he? Am I tripping?
I don't think Serhii got knocked down. Did he get knocked down? Maybe he did. Yo, chat, did Serhii Bohachuk get knocked down that fight?
Could have sworn he did. I thought he got knocked down once and Virgil got knocked down twice.
I mean, you might be right. I just don't remember. Is that what they're saying? Let me see here.
No. Oh, I was wrong. They said no.
Yeah, Ortiz down in rounds 1 and 8. But sir, he never went down that fight.
Sir, he never went down. Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, 2 knockdowns. Hood Rich, what's up, family? Drop the bombs for Hood Rich. Right?
Salute, Rich.
Damn.
Family.
Hey, getting dropped twice and still winning a unanimous decision?
That's why everybody thought it was crazy.
Yeah, that's diabolical. That's that. I thought he got nothing. I don't know.
No,
Chris
I just looked on BoxRec. Only Ortiz got knocked down, rounds 1 and 8.
Wow, that's bizarre. And still won?
That's what everybody was saying. That's what everybody was saying, man. I'm telling you, man, it was a big stink.
That's bogus. Salute Chris Legg, my brother. He said because Ortiz isn't as good as a boxer as Bud and Madrimov. I agree. He's very vanilla.
He's gonna have to be honest with himself, though, Blue. You know, there's some fighters who just are what they are, and
Right.
You got to be honest with yourself. And if that's the thing that scares me a little bit about Virgil, like, you know, if Virgil comes in there, I just think Virgil is him. I think the version of him that went in there against Serhii Bohachuk, I think sometimes styles just make fights, and Serhii's style just goes well with Virgil. But I think Virgil's best chance of beating Israel Madrimov is by being himself, which is crazy because at the same time, Madrimov would love for Virgil to be himself. You know what I'm saying? Against him. Like, that's Madrimov's best chance of winning the fight too.
Exactly. Clay, I completely forgot to send Beta the link.
Oh, bro, you tripping.
Straight tripping.
It's that time too. He's probably sitting there like, oh.
Unbelievable.
Did you send it to him now?
Yeah, I just sent it to him right now.
Word. Yeah, man. I think Madrimov is primed to win this fight, man. I know everybody wants Virgil to go in there and make his move. I just think Madrimov just has a little bit more.
Me too.
Than what Virgil has, and I think styles make fights. I think that Eastern European Serhii Bohachuk kind of exposed a style that gives him issues, and that, you know what I mean, that approach. And I think Madrimov is going to capitalize on that and use that.
Yeah, I think Clay is going to be extremely hard for Virgil to time Madrimov.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm assuming that we're going to get the version that fought Terrence Crawford. It's going to be. It was hard for Crawford to time him.
Right, really hard.
It was really hard, and Crawford had to make a few adjustments in the fight to win those rounds. So he made adjustments that I don't think Virgil can make.
Yeah, and I think if he tries to, bro, I just think he's been himself too long. Like, I don't know. You know, I'm into that Mike Tyson saying. I never forget Mike Tyson said, and I always go with it, man. Make sure you leave the dance with who brought you to the party. What brought you where you at, Virgil? That pressure, that power. That's what did. If all of a sudden you become this like shot selector who's selecting your shots more, you know what I mean? Who's thinking, you know, who's being cerebral in the ring. I don't know if you want to go into a Jeopardy game with Ismail Madrimov. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go in there like battling brain power with that guy, I think you want to just kind of break him. You want to hit him to the body. You want to be good at, you know, you want to get him to that body and slow him down, but you want to break him. And if you can't break him, if you lose this fight being you. Don't lose this fight looking back at, damn, I should have done me. I try to do something. That's always so hard to deal with. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, if you play a game that you playing being you and you lose, it sucks, but it's a lot more palatable than knowing you could have done something completely different and that the normal you would have played different. You don't want to walk away with those kind of regrets and feel like you would have been somewhere that, and you see this other guy kind of walking your path and living your life and getting the championship fights and, you know, being on top of the world. And you know damn well that the version of you that you know could have been in there and would have got you to win, that you slept on yourself and you second guess yourself and you did something else. And
that's my issue with Israel, right? Is he going to suddenly say, I wasn't myself against Crawford, and that's why I lost, and now make an unnecessary adjustment?
No, I just think he has too much. I think Madrimov's camp is super cerebral, bro. And I just think they're mature, they're stoic, and they're just not going to get caught up in the hype. I think they're going to be honest with themselves and be like, bruh, you damn near won that fight. There's not, you know what I mean? You just didn't win that fight because of chance. Around here, around there. A swing round here, swing round there is what got you not to win that fight. You didn't get dominated. If anything, he's probably getting the praises like, dude, you just went in there against a pound-for-pound best fighter in the world, took him 12 rounds. He stopped his last damn near 11 opponents, 10, 11 opponents, you know what I'm saying? And you took him to 12, and people are complaining and trying to figure out if you really won or not. Yeah, bro, we're going in the right direction. I think he doubles down. I think he doubles down. He acknowledges that Virgil's just not on the level of Terrence Crawford. He's not on the IQ level of Terrence Crawford, bro. He's not going to beat this version of me. That was the best version of Madrimov that we've seen fighting against Terrence Crawford. If he changes that, that's gonna be a bad look if he changes that. I don't think he does, bro. I think he continues. He probably lets his hand go a lot more. He's gonna have probably less respect for Virgil Ortiz than he did with Terrence, so he's gonna take a little bit more chances in this fight. I think that's what he'll do. I think he'll take just a little bit more chances, let his hands go a little bit more, just off the strength of let's close out and win rounds. Let's not give up any rounds we're not supposed to give up. Let's not let this guy steal anything for us in the last 30 seconds, last minute of a round because we think we're ahead. No, these judges make their decisions usually on their first bit of the round and the last bit of the round. The middle is just kind of like this melee going on, but that last 30 seconds to a minute of the round are vital in front of the judges. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed. There you go.
Yo, what's going on?
Hey, just a squirrel in your world, champ. Just a squirrel in your world.
Oh man, hey, I wish.
Mick, you look like you just came from running or something. You good, man? You look like you in shape, bro. What you all in shape for, man? What's that all about? You look like
what?
I said you look like you in shape, brother. What you look like that for? You looking like, you know what I mean?
But, yeah, I got to fight. Honestly, I look like this all year round, but I am in shape for real. I got a fight coming up March 8th. Actually, man, I'm stepping up right away, man. It's going to put me in the top 10, 15 in the world.
Hold that thought, babe. Let me get the super chat off so
okay.
Salute to Alan Lamb, brother, in the super chat, dropping that Cinco in the super chat. Appreciate you, brother. And we got who we got there? David King Garcia in the building. What's up with you, champ?
What up, Mick?
Yo,
what up, everybody?
I see you just left the gym, huh? Or you finna go to the gym?
Nah, I just left the gym right now. I got some rounds in, and then did strength training, and right after that.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah, man. Hey, Blue, we making history. This my young fighter I trained that everybody been seeing me with. I turned to pro at 15. He just turned 16. 3-0. This would be his fourth win. We both fight under Danny Garcia's new company, Swift Promotions, and we fight together on March 8th. The president might come on too in a few minutes. He might come on. Mike the president.
Okay.
Yeah, but we got some big stuff brewing, man. But he it's a perfect fit. But my little guy right here is cold, man. He gonna be the next. I put a lot of time into him. I've been training him since he was about 12 or 13. So he nice, man. He gonna be that next superstar in boxing. My goal is to make him a teenage world champion.
Man, and so you 16?
16, yes, sir.
Hey, babe, how does that work? 16.
Right.
I thought you couldn't fight. How does
pull
that
some
work?
strings, baby? Most people can't, but some people do what they can. We do what we want.
Oh,
That's
it's like
up.
that. Damn.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
You gotta say that again.
Hey, some people do what they can. We do what we want. But
drop the bombs on him, Clay. Drop the bombs on him.
No. Hey, but for real though. But to be honest though, he earned it. He put the hard work in. He was number one in the country since he was a little kid. He fought. I took him to Mexico. Me and his pops, who was my partner, David King Garcia Sr. We took him to Mexico his first 3 fights and got him some 3 pretty tough wins. So, Danny and them got everything evaluated by the commission and by the American professional commission and everything, and they approved it. But you'll see when he fight, man. Like I say, after Abdullah, after his age, and Carmel Moulton is him. And I stand behind it. Like I say, I know what I know what I see. I've been around top level fighters and kids since I was young, but this kid is different right here. We gonna tag team on March 8th.
Yes, sir.
What weight class are you coming in at?
118.
118. Okay, no doubt. Yeah. Okay. So
118. Hey, 118 and 5'10".
You're 5'10".
Wow, you 5'10".
Yes, sir.
Hey, and check this out. He fighting his walk around weight. I don't believe he young, so I don't let him cut more than 4 or 5 pounds.
I think you were talking about him before, Mickey. I think you talked about him before.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send y'all some stuff on him and stuff like that. But yeah, man, he had interest all over the world pretty much. But y'all can ask him all the questions y'all want to ask. But I stand behind him. I kind of pick and choose. I don't really like to train a lot of people at all.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, right. But him, our chemistry is great. I get along with his family. They just good people. They let me work. And he is sponge, man. This kid is improving by the month. And if he keep going the route that he going, I don't even want to say what my ultimate goal is for him, but I got some big plans for him, God willing.
So
good, man. He always willing, bro.
So, babe, you're gonna train that night, obviously, and fight that night.
Yeah, well, we're gonna see how we can pull it off. I don't know what's gonna be allowed, but well, he gonna be back with me. I've been back and forth from Phoenix to Vegas. I'm in Vegas now. He'll be back with me this weekend. So sometime he come here and sometime I go there and train. But I've been working with him off and on for 3-4 years now. And hey, this win number 4 for him coming up. And it's funny because his goal is to become one of the youngest champions ever. Mine is one of the oldest champions ever. Ironic.
Wow, that's historic.
Card in Philly 2300 Arena, March 8th. The tickets going fast, so make sure you go and grab them tickets.
Oh yeah,
March 8th.
March 8th in Philly, 2300 Arena.
I might pull up. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
we got y'all.
I'm definitely gonna be there. Yeah. So what got you into boxing though?
So I want to say like my idol was always Danny Garcia. So
Wow.
the father and the son duo, and so that's what caught my dad's attention. And then when I saw Danny, he did a meet and greet out here in Phoenix, and when I met him, that's what made me hungry, and that's what made me really start boxing.
So how old was you when you met Danny?
I was 6 or 5.
Wow.
6 or 5, yeah. So it's been 10 years now. 10 years.
Wait, so how long you been boxing? So since like about 7 years old?
6, 7, yeah.
So
6,
meeting
7.
Danny Garcia was kind of like the confirmation. Like when you met him, you kind of saw you confirmed at that point. Like was that the point where you were like, yeah, Dad, I want to move in this direction. Let's go ahead and get it.
Yeah, not for sure. And then when I met him, he said my name. Like he knew me. He was like, "Yo, you King David, right?" And so I was like, "Oh shoot, he knows me." So that kind of motivated me to start boxing.
Wait, so but why did he know your name though? Like what was that all about? How did he
like on social media, like on Instagram, we'd be tagging him, and one of his OGs, I want to say, I forgot which OG it was, but we got with him, and he did like a video of him shouting me out, and then when I met him in person and he recognized me, that's when like I was like, oh shoot, like
right,
like this is real and all that.
So has Danny been kind of like shadowing you since that point? Like, did he, because now you're like 16 years old, and I don't know if it's a coincidence, what I'm saying, that you're gonna be fighting on this card in Philly. Is that a coincidence, or were you kind of being groomed for this moment a little bit? Like he kind of just been staying in contact with you ever since? Like how'd that work out?
Nah, it's always because I would always go to his training camps, his fights, and we would always, play around and be like, oh yeah, one day you gonna have your own promotion and you gonna sign me and all that. So like we would be playing around, and God blessing, like, he gave me the opportunity. And so now it's time to execute.
100%,
Wow.
man.
Wow.
That's awesome, bro.
That's
At such a young
that's
age.
what that means.
I know he ain't see no 5'10" coming. I know he ain't see that coming. That had to be left field a little bit, bro. You're 16 years old too. Damn, bro. You probably gonna get. I mean, so
Yeah.
like,
He's
what?
gonna hit 6 feet.
It's what it sounds like. It's gonna be 6 foot plus. Probably like. I mean, I don't know. Is your father tall? Like, is this kind of like in the DNA? Like, are you gonna be
Yeah,
tall? Do you kind of know
yeah.
what's going on already?
Yo, it's crazy. Like people, like they don't recognize like my dad. Like my dad's like 5'6", and so like they don't recognize him like as my dad. Like they'll be like, "Who's that? Like your coach or whatever, like side coach?" And be like, "No, that's my dad." He's like, they're like, "Really?" Like because I'm so tall and he's so short. So it's
Is your
funny,
mom
man. It's
tall?
funny. Nah, my mom's like 5'2".
Wow. So you
That's
know what
So
that's
interesting.
like? That's like David Benavidez.
yeah, yeah.
Right,
Yeah, because Jose is like 5'6",
right,
and
right,
Yeah.
right,
David,
right.
Hey,
Exactly.
even like Michael Jordan, his father like 5'8" and his mom.
yeah,
Yao
yeah,
Ming, his parents both under 5'6". It's kind of
yeah,
crazy, you know.
yeah.
So you don't even know what to expect. You kind of playing it by ear right now. You just kind of like just working with what you got. You don't know what's gonna happen. You might be 6'3", and when it's all said
Yeah.
and done, or you might just end up. You know what I mean? You might tap out at 6 feet.
Yeah,
That's
but I don't,
crazy.
I don't like because with my weight class, of course they're gonna be shorter fighters. So I don't be like in the inside. I like to, keep on the outside. Cause
Fight
like
first.
some fighters, they be tall and they be fighting in the inside. It's like, bro, what's the
Hey, but
point,
we
you know?
can do it though.
Like,
We
But
chop him up though and go. You know, he
hey, we
know how
could
to
do it
do
all
it all
though.
though.
We could do
Yeah,
it all.
I say that all the time when I get so frustrated when I watch Sebastian Fundora. I'm like, bro, what's the point in being 6'6", with an 80-inch arm reach at 154 pounds and fighting in the pocket the whole fight?
Yeah,
insane.
man, dang, it got to be taught. It got to be taught
And
early
he
on.
is southpaw.
Early on, it
Yeah,
got.
yeah.
He is too. Yeah, he is southpaw.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
You're
southpaw
southpaw
too.
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's the wave with the southpaw? You left-handed or you just southpaw?
No, I'm left-handed, yeah.
Or you are left-handed? I mean, no,
So
Oh,
you
you're
so
really
I
are
left.
throw
like
so
your
I
right.
throw on my left,
Yeah, yeah.
You're a
do all
natural
that.
Okay,
southpaw.
okay.
Hey,
So
now
you
could
really
do it all.
left-handed.
King could do it all.
Yeah, because
What do you
it's
mean do it
wild,
all? Like
right?
you could
I
switch,
was
like you can
told,
go orthodox if you need
No,
to, or
I
you
don't care about that too much. Like to me,
right,
he can, but it's only 2-3 people that should be doing it in the sport. Most of them look like street fighters when they switch.
Mhm.
right,
Like when I was coming up, the old school trainers already said master that one side. You know, it'd be dudes that's mediocre on their regular side trying to switch and look even more worse
Mhm.
switching. So I only see Crawford, Boots, probably barely that's it that can do it for real. But
right.
might be forgetting one or two. But
Yeah, you
no,
see like Schofield do it. It looks horrible when he's doing it.
sloppy. Yeah, even King can do it a little bit, but I'm saying as far as fighting on the inside, outside,
Wow.
defense, speed, power, aggression, know how to fight going every direction, the jab. Real mature, man. I'm impressed with what I'm seeing in him. Like I'm seeing stuff I haven't seen out of a lot of fighters, even in their 20s and 30s, like already. So, man, it's gonna be scary, God willing, everything pan out the way that I see it, man. We might, and then he lived his life right. He a kid, he a man in the ring, and he dropping and beating up on 35-year-olds, 30-year-olds already. But he play his video games. He go to the gym and he go home. He ain't into no strip clubs. I ain't forcing all of that on him. No women or none of that. He a kid, so ain't nobody around him forcing him to be a grown man. Like, don't get me wrong. He like his nice stuff, his clothes, and his little jewelry and tennis shoes. But I'm saying we ain't trying to make him be.
Right,
He not a rapper. We
right.
listen to the
Mhm.
rap shit. He know a lot of them. A lot of them know him. They're around. But I'm saying we ain't shooting a music video. A lot of fighters now are trying to become rappers. Trying to be like rappers. Back in the day, they was trying to be like us, trying to be like fighters and the athletes. So you know, we just carefully, you know, we just letting him live how he live and do his thing. Like but he disciplined and he living the kid lifestyle outside of the ring. But he a full grown man up in that ring though. Like he don't play in that gym.
So is he working with because you guys said you both kind of signed to Danny Garcia? Is that what's happening? Like this is like a legitimate like
yeah. I gotta plan, you know. Of course, my plan is shorter because, you know, I don't know how long I'm going to fight, but I do want to accomplish my goal of becoming the oldest champion ever under the middleweight division. Of course, King got decades, maybe 2 decades to go.
Right. So
yeah.
you're going to be active on Danny Garcia's promotional. You're going to be actively fighting there.
Yeah.
How many times a year are you trying to see David
Man,
fight?
I'm gonna keep it real with you. He'll be 4-0 in March. I plan for him to be 12-13-0 by the end of the year.
So you want to take the Abdullah Mason route. He fighting like every other month.
Yeah, we doing it the old school way. We going to work, you know, hit, don't get hit, keep our health together, fight smart. Now we trying to fight as much as possible. This is his school, this is his college. You know, we gonna get that grind on.
Is Danny's promotional company going to be able to facilitate that kind of activity, or is he going to be scattered around a little bit?
Well, he'll fight other, you know, Danny got a big network of, you know, he came up under, you know who come up under and who he, you know, he got a lot going on. I ain't gonna really speak on, but it's big things. You know, Danny got big goals. I'm
about to say Danny doing some big moves there, man. He working in the background for real.
Yeah, for sure. So, you know, and you know, all of our personalities fit, and we know with Danny, he got good intentions, real good dude, great intentions. He fight. He was up under one of the best businessmen ever in Al Heyman, and he got a gracious spirit that we could trust because, you know, that's the key. That's why we like, man, you know what? He might be considered an underdog, but the way he's showing his love, let's just roll with that. Yes, roll with him and help him build his company, you know. So it's a perfect fit for us. But yeah, he doing a lot of shows though. You know, he'll probably do about, I'm sure he'll do anywhere from 6 to 8 shows this year.
Right.
Yeah, that's huge, man. To stay active.
Yeah.
And you know, the thing I like about that is that it keeps the young man occupied, right? You don't have room to well, everybody has room to make mistakes, but it keeps them occupied, right? You got a fight coming up next month. You stay focused. So I like that.
Check this out. Hey, they different, man. They family. He got a little brother that played football, 8 years old. He got a little brother, 4 or 5. Man, no, they do this for real. They lifestyle, they whole family
athletic.
Man, they old school. You know, his mom is cooking all the meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Wow.
They take the son to football practice, coming back, taking him to the gym, taking him to run, and it's a daily thing. Like they don't, you know, it's a real structured family, and that's why, you know, I took on this early on when I met them in person. And I actually stayed in the house with them, and I seen how they got down as a family. I'm like, dang, like this here shit is how I want to, you know, raise my family coming up. Like pretty much, it's King ain't got nothing to worry about. If anything, you want him to have some free time because all he enjoys, you know, he got his video games, but I'm saying their whole family is all about business, but not to the point to where they forcing the kids. It's all smooth and it's all
structured.
It's all structured and them wanting to do what they do.
Or it sounds organic too. It just sounds like,
and it's real organic.
Right.
You know, pushing nothing on the kids. This is what they want to do, but they fully invested in what their kids want to do. They doing it how, hey, it's impressive, honestly, to be honest with you.
Now, let me ask both of y'all this, starting with Bay. If you could describe to the people that have not seen his style and his skill set in a comparison, you know, in the NFL, we got the NFL draft getting ready to come up and the college kids getting ready to give the idea to the people that don't understand who this kid is. They always have a comparison to somebody in the league, right, or in the NBA, so on and so forth. If you had a comparison, Bay, starting with you, Bay, and then yourself, David, who would you say give an idea of what it's like, who he's like?
I'm gonna be honest. I sent his pops a video yesterday of LeBron James at 15. I sent him a video last night. His pops. I'm like, man, I'm like, this what this remind me of. He got that focus and that glow and that, I see him like a LeBron or football. I would say he would be an Ohio State player. I ain't being biased because I'm from there, but
yeah, okay.
They
all right, Mickey.
I ain't being biased.
We're gonna do that.
They just
He gonna follow it up with I ain't being biased, ain't because I'm
He said they just won the championship.
Hey, but honestly, at his age, I see LeBron. I sent his pops a video yesterday when LeBron was 15. And I remember me and LeBron first met, we were the same age. We was both 16. And when somebody introduced me to him, actually at one of my amateur fights, when they introduced me to him, they said, this kid right here is the next Jordan. Imagine hearing the next Jordan. You could be like, all right, he might be good, but in like a year, he started blowing up everywhere. And I'm like, damn, then I seen him again. He gave me tickets to his game, and I went to watch him play. His first high school game, I think it was on TV. And from there, I'm like, damn, he really is as good or better.
So you saying David is on that prodigy level? Like he really going? That's how you're comparing him. You're saying you're seeing this really early in the game that he's going to take over whatever division he's in. He's just naturally going to act. That's what you're expecting from him at this point.
Yeah,
right. Boxing wise, right? Yeah,
style wise, I could see he got a lot. He young, so. But I can see glimpses of as far as distance, I'll say Shakur. Aggression, I'll say Crawford. And I'll say angles, Bam and Lomachenko.
Bam?
On the
you went all the way up. Yo, David, you got some big shoes.
I'll show y'all some hype, but don't get me wrong. I don't want the chat going crazy.
You just went to the top of the whole entire. You went Shakur with the defense. Crawford, right? With the what was it, the aggression from Crawford? That's what you're going.
Meanness with his boxing.
The meanness, 100%. Then you went Bam, right? Who's the angles? We already know Bam is like the angle king, and then you close it out with a Lomachenko.
The jab of Tommy Hearn.
Yo, you pour all that into a cup, you got a problem. You pour all that into a cup and mix it up, that's an issue.
Hey, and that's stick. Hey, this Mike, y'all, the president of DSG Promotions.
Hey, what's going on, Mike?
What's going on, man? How you?
Man, we just a squirrel in your world, man.
Nah, we trying to be like you.
No,
all right. Yeah, okay. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
yo, Mike, you have you been listening to the conversation?
Well, no, sorry, I was having an issue with the computer, but it just popped up, so I just did it on my phone.
Mickey Bay just put David King Garcia on the top of the world right now, right? He just said that he's working in the laboratory right now and he's making the Hulk, like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's hitting them with gamma radiation, and you know what I'm saying? Like this, he's already 5'10". Well, he's the tallest person in his family. You know what I mean?
So
I just want to put the combination out.
What's the uplift? That's right.
He said he gonna give him the defense of Shakur.
No, hold on. Okay. Don't make no mistake. Nah,
okay.
Because I've been around before these cats, and I was under Mayweather Senior, the GOATs.
Church.
I'm saying, if I had to get a fans like a soft teaser early on, I'm not putting him. He still got a. But I'm saying the glimpse.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
a description.
But it's all power at the same time.
But he gave him Shakur. Then he gave him the meanness of Terrence Crawford. Okay. The meanness of Terrence Crawford. He gave him the angles, picking the angles like Bam Rodriguez. Right, and then he put the matrix on top of him. He gave him Lomachenko, put a little Lomachenko in there, and he put it all inside of a cup, mixed it up, and said, "What you get is David King Garcia."
That's right.
I think you're missing one. I think you're missing one. I think you're missing one.
Add it in.
The hook of Danny Garcia.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, we already spoke.
You're missing one. Don't forget the key ingredient. You're missing one.
Yes, sir. Boom. Absolutely.
Shake it all up. pour it into a cup. You got David
Shake
King
it all up.
Garcia.
Yes, sir.
Let's do it. Let's
That's
do
it.
it. Let's do it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm definitely here for it.
I'm tapped in. I'm there in Philly.
I need to see a fighter like that. That's the kind of fighters I need to be
Listen,
watching. Those are the
so
kind of fighters I need to be watching.
March 8th, come out and watch him. Come out and watch him, Mickey
Best
Bay, all
comeback.
live, gonna do their thing.
I'm gonna have the best comeback in the 40s since George Foreman.
But Mickey, you ain't give us the name of the fighter you fighting against. You said you about to. What's his name?
It'll be out tomorrow. It'll be out the next day or two. But it's a top. It'll be somebody, like I say, this is my first fight back. It'll be a good contender with a good record. And after this fight, we shooting to the moon. If we can get a title fight, you know, we got the president on the line. I'm with whatever. You know, I'll fight Navarrete, anybody like that right after this.
Right. So wait,
Listen,
you're fighting at 130?
Yeah.
Okay.
Man.
Yo,
so now,
that's an interesting
Listen,
Mike,
I think
we was
Shoot.
talking to Bay, and you know, he wants to keep David active. He want to stay active, and you guys gonna have him on cards. So we was wondering how many cards are you guys looking to put on before the year is up? I know we just in the first quarter of 2025, but how many cards can we before the year is up?
I would say between 5 to 7 is a fair number.
I love
I'd
it.
say right between there is a fair number. You know, the one thing I like about Danny, and I think it's one of the reasons me and him were able to link up and work the way we do, is Danny's always going. So, you know, we never stop. So just because you don't see us out in the public, don't mean it's stopping. That just means we're in the kitchen. We're in the kitchen making up the next recipe. So this way, when it comes, I mean, it's there and people don't even know what hit them. Kind of like this card.
Right.
It came quick. Nobody realized it. But I mean, when you take a look at it, we just added another world champ today. I don't even know if they're aware. So I mean, we're just always
is this
moving.
the first card? Is this the first card of the year? This March 8th card right here. Is this the
This
first
is the
one?
first card of the year. Yep. First card of the year, 2,300, Philadelphia. You know, we added Thomas Lamana, who has the gold world championship. We have Mickey Bay, who has
Cornflake
the
gonna be
world
on there.
Yeah, you gonna have
Cornflake's going on the card. Cornflake's on
Okay.
the card. I mean, this card is stacked with the present, the future. I mean, it's just got everything. That's why it says the future is now.
Right.
You know, we're unveiling a lot of our roster, and I think they're going to come in and we're going to take the world by storm come March 8th. I think people are going to see that Danny made sure he set up that there's no playing around. Everybody's going to know we're here.
What's the name of the promotional company? Is it DS? Is it DSG?
It's Swift Promotion.
Swift Promotion, right? That's it. Swift Promotion. That's right. Man, look, I'm looking forward to see what you guys are gonna be putting together, man. Definitely looking for Mickey. You're gonna be at 130 pounds, man, and you talking about being up in that conversation. I mean, we talking about Raymond Ford, we talking about Robesi, we talking about Navarrete, Oshaki. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of killers up in at 130, bro. You're gonna be up in there, man.
Sound good
Ain't the
to me.
time machine for no reason.
It's gonna be a diabolical
time machine. I gotta live up to it. I can't wait. I like playing on the big stage. I'm ready to get this fight out the way so you know I can make history.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm here for it. I'm definitely here for it. So David, who you watching now? Danny's retired, bro. Danny don't box no more. He's a promoter.
Whoa.
Is he fighting? He's fighting?
We don't know. We ain't saying he is. We're not saying he isn't, but you can't.
My bad.
Man.
I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna bring it back.
We gotta wait and see what the world tells us they want. You know what I mean?
Yo, listen. Say less, King. My bad.
All right.
Yeah, my bad. You know what I mean? Danny is not fighting anybody anytime soon. You're not watching him fight right now. Who's the guy, man? Who you got your eye on? Who you like right now? You're down there. You're at 118. I'm not talking about who you want to fight, by the way. But I'm just talking about fighters right now. Who's some of your favorite fighters that you're looking at?
For sure, Javante, Crawford, of course. David Benavidez, he's an entertaining fighter, that's for sure. That last fight with Morrell, that was a fan favorite fight for sure. I like that fight. That was a great fight. Shakur. I gotta add one more. I want to say Usyk.
Yo, okay. I like those. I'm shocked you didn't say Bam. I thought Bam was gonna be right there for you. I thought Bam was
No,
gonna be one of those
for
guys.
sure, Bam too. There's a lot of fighters that I like watching right now. There's a lot.
That's
That's for
because you're a
Are
sure.
you
fan of
watching a
boxing.
lot of boxing right now though, or as well? Like at 16 years old, I know you train a lot, but are you watching a lot of boxing as well? Are you watching a lot of these events right now? Or are you just too busy?
No, for sure. No, I'm always watching boxing. I mean,
Okay,
I be watching the old schools too. Mickey Bay put me on with the old school cast too,
I know
like
Mickey ain't gonna let it
Pernell
slide.
Whitaker,
Ooh.
Salvador Sanchez,
That's
all
my
them,
guy.
all them.
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
my
sir.
guy, Salvador, man. I
Go
think
back
he's
to
the
the
greatest
50s.
Mexican fighter ever.
If we digging them crates, we go all the way to the 50s.
Are you waking
Yeah,
them up at 4 in the morning like you a king? You a warrior. You doing them like Cuss
Yeah,
did Mike? You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Are you waking them up at 3 in the morning? Like, what you doing? Hey kid, what
Yeah.
happened when you know what I'm saying? Are you waking them up?
Oh, we spar and everything.
No,
We
you
spar
spar
together.
him?
Yeah, we spar
yeah.
together.
You
Wow.
letting the young bull beat up on you, bro?
I ain't gonna lie, he got some crazy pop, man, for his weight. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, damn.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
Wow.
he lightning and thunder.
Hey, we
No
be
doubt.
Now,
putting
Mike.
each other on the yellow school bus.
You be doing them like that sometimes. Nigga, listen, bro.
Not
Nigga
the
said before you get
yellow
back,
bus.
we gonna know you ready to get back. We gonna make sure you ready. We gonna
Hey.
get you together. We gonna get you right together, coach. Don't even worry about it. We gonna get
So
you
Mike,
right.
let me ask you this question.
Sure.
Most of the shows have been in Philly predominantly. Are you guys predominantly going to stay on the East Coast? Because I know you did something in Jersey too, right?
Yeah, we did Jersey. I mean, I think we're looking to expand, so I think you'll start seeing shows pop up, in the West Coast, a little on the East, little down South. I think we're gonna try to spread it out a little bit and see exactly how far it could go.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Are these fights gonna be like small pay-per-view type events or televised in any kind of way on the internet? Like, are they gonna stream? Can people watch these fights without necessarily going to the events?
Yeah, so this fight is going to be streamed on Boxing TV. So Boxing TV is
Okay.
streaming this fight. Um, and moving forward, we're going to make sure that every fight we do always is on pay-per-view. Our
Okay.
last couple fights were on dmdb.com. It was streamed there on that
Okay.
platform. So this one is on Boxing TV. So whenever we do a fight, yes, there is a streaming company involved. So that this way, no matter where you're at, you can watch the fight.
Yeah, exactly. I would assume that David got a whole bunch of Arizona fans out there that want to catch a fight that might not necessarily want to catch a flight to Philly. Is good to know that they're gonna have
Yeah.
access to see the future king of Arizona. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Grow into this sport. So, is there like a website or something like that? Like, where's these events being posted at? Like, people can keep up
Yeah,
with what
so
Swift Promotions
we
doing.
have it's called www.swiftpromotions.com. So it's
Word.
actually under construction right now. It should be
Okay.
finalized by the time the fight's up. It'll have all the current information. It'll have the roster. It'll have the next upcoming fight. Have the fight that's coming up next. So this way you're always aware. And it'll say where you can stream it. And it'll actually have even how you can contact the fighters on their IG. So you're able to see what the fighters' IGs are, click on it,
Well,
and then
that's
be able
genius.
to go into them. Listen, social media is very important. You know what I mean?
That's
So
genius. That's
it's
genius.
not just about how you fight. It's about letting the people know who you are as a person. Yeah, that's how you
Yeah.
build your fan base. So that's what we want to make sure we do for these guys.
Can you just give us a breakdown to the people that may not be aware of how things work on the promotional side, as far as being able to span into different cities and different areas?
Yeah, I mean it's all about platforms, right? So I mean I think so you have your PBCs, you have your match rooms, and then you have us. So we're kind of like right below it, right in between. We're giving all the guys that are the next future world champs in the next 2, 3, some in the next 12 months. We're giving them the platform so that the people can see. And, I think it's important because the way you get out there is by social media. The bigger your social media presence, the more you can go to different cities and fight because people know who you are. Like my whole thing that I always say is you can be a great fighter, but if nobody knows you, unfortunately, the way it is today, that's not going to help you. You got
Right.
to be able to do both. You got to be able to
Right.
make yourself known to people while being a great fighter.
Right.
That's important. So for the people that don't have the great social media presence, that's where we're very fortunate to be able to help with that. I mean, Danny is one of the biggest stars on the face of the earth. So obviously that does help. And he loves to promo the guys and he loves to be standing next to them and talking about them and giving them their accolades. So they get his platform that he's created and he's put all his hard work into building over the course of his career, his 13 years. And now it's kind of like he gets to pass the torch and help these guys. And we just like seeing the journey and we love seeing how these guys train, how they grow from the first time we meet them to 3 months to 6 months to 8 months. You just see it, and that's one of the reasons why we love what we do.
Now, are you guys? So are you guys like you're managing fighters? You know what I'm saying? Like what I mean by that is like you guys have this platform that where you're facilitating a space for these fighters to showcase their talents, but is there cross promotions going on? In other words, for example, Mickey May kind of spoke about the activity he'd like to see David Garcia be in. Are you able? Are you also cross promoting, facilitating facilitating them opportunities in different spaces, like I don't know, like Pro Box or PBC, or to keep him in the spirit of keeping him active?
Yeah, I mean 1,000%. I mean, just to give you a little heads up, and like Tank card March 1st, we have one of our fighters, Christian Cangelosi's fighting on the card.
Beautiful.
So we're the type of promoters that Danny believes in working with everybody. So while we're building our own platform and helping these guys get one, if Matchroom, if Eddie Hearn or Kevin Rooney or Turk or whoever calls up and says, "Hey, we have this opportunity," then we're gonna make sure it's the best opportunity for our guys, that it's fair, and it's reasonable. And as long as it is, then we'll take it to them. And if that's what they want to do, then that's what we do. We're looking for them to fight on any platform possible.
Right. So you guys are managing these fighters and developing talent as well. Like that's the main goal. Like you got this is a because I'm trying to see where to see you guys at, because you said the PBC, and it's like the PBC always. I mean, we already know what the PBC TGB thing is all about, how that kind of thing works out. But as far as you guys are managing fighters and developing and getting them deals down the line as well. So although Swift Promotions is growing, you're also facilitating opportunities, deals for these fighters down the line as they get bigger.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, don't get it wrong. We have 8 fighters signed to Swift Promotions. It's not just that we're throwing fights. Like we're signing fighters. We're helping them build in their career. We're doing it together every step of the way with them. With Danny's tutelage and the knowledge that he has and the connections that were earned and created. Like I said, we have a different mindset. We don't want to be where one set fights one set and that's it. Like we don't care. We don't care who you are. If the fight is right and our guy wants it, then that's what we do. We don't care who it is that it's with. Correct.
That's awesome.
Our main focus is the fighter. That's it.
So I don't want to get off the topic. I want to stay on the topic, but I do have questions about your affiliations, right? With like I saw you guys working with Carmel Moten on that last event. It didn't work out, you know what I mean? But is there affiliations with Floyd? Is Floyd and Swift Promotions kind of like with Mayweather Promotion fighters, or are you guys like kind of moving together a little bit and putting events together, or was that a one-off?
No, we're very friendly with those guys. I mean, Richard Schaefer's a great guy.
Right.
And Danny's had a very long relationship with Floyd and Richard. So it was one of those things where it's like, listen, they have a fighter, they need to fight, we'll fight them over here. If we have somebody that needs to fight, like that's it. Like we're just, like I said, we're working with everybody. So that was actually that was going to be Carmel's second fight with us. He actually fought in October at the 2300 arena.
Right. Oh, so, he did.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
right. He did. That's right, bro.
Yeah. So listen, like I said, our main focus is to give the next generation a platform. So that doesn't mean it just has to be our guy.
Right.
That's what we're looking at. We're looking at helping the overall sport in boxing because that's what's important.
Right. Because like I always say, the more platforms is more fighters than it is platforms by far.
Correct.
And so the more platforms we have, the more fights we can watch, the better for fans of the sport of boxing overall.
Correct. And that's what we want to bring. We want to bring those big fights. We want to bring those big guys that you might not get to see, because you got to think about it. There's a lot of guys that are top prospects that you don't really get to see until they hit the main card.
Right.
Why? Because the undercard is not televised. So we look at it as, well, why aren't we promoting that undercard? Because those guys are the next world champs. I mean,
Right.
how do you think? Where do you think Benavidez started? Where do you think Canelo started? They all started on those undercards.
Right.
Right.
So if we can help them get to that point while building their fan base and while doing these things, that's what we're gonna do, and that's how it's gonna work.
That's
Yeah,
awesome. That's
that's huge,
awesome.
man. I love that, man. We
That's
definitely need it. We
Yeah.
definitely need that in the sport, man. Well, babe, we got a question. Salute to my brother for surely Sean in the super chat, dropping that cinco on in the super chat. He said, "Mickey, you 40 plus, right? Getting punched on in is third rate, bro. That's all the way out. Lightning and thunder. Young King throwing mean uppercuts.
salute, fellas. Yeah, you basically saying it's diabolical that you got David beating up on you.
Yeah,
That ain't right. That ain't a
we,
good
we
look, bro. That's
we
what he's
letting
just
these,
saying.
yeah, we
Yeah,
letting these young fellas.
Good thing, like the kid, like the other guy from my city at 40, LeBron James. I got that in me.
yeah,
The
yeah.
thing is different, man. And like I say, I didn't give myself the name Time Machine. It came from me knocking out all of the young champions and contenders behind
Yes,
the scenes. Even out of shape. I've been torching cats the last couple years that I've been off, so I was forced to come back. Pretty much like, damn, I'm still nice. I take care of my body, and I know the sweet science of boxing, how to fight. I come up under the old school. Back in the
Right.
day, when you see the Sugar Ray Robinsons, the Archie Moores, even the Bernard Hopkins, and when you take care of your body and you smart and you fight,
I
right?
think his connection
But
went
I'm
out.
still not dumb. I know to take it step by step. As of now, I know for a fact I got at least a good 5 to 8 good ones in me. But I'm gonna go out on top and be able to talk clear and do right. Continue and do better and right with my money and be smart. And I got a good team behind me that's hungry, that's young, and they got a different vision. And that's why I like the situation that I'm in. Like he said, he willing to work with anybody. There's no egos, and I'm a dog. If they call me up, and say, "Hey, we got this guy, that guy, Raymond Ford, whatever." After I knock this one out, like I say, I'm ready. I'll be ready, and I got to show and prove, which I will.
yeah,
Let's
that's
get it.
beautiful,
Let's get it.
bro.
Let's get it.
Salute to nephew for surely showing back in the super chat, dropping another cinco. In the super chat. Our main focus is to give the next generation a platform. Doesn't just need to be our guy. 100.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's talking to Mike.
Yep.
So let me ask you, Mike,
Sure.
how's boxing looking for you today? Like when you see boxing and where it's going on, and I'll be even more frank about it. We see this international energy getting pushed into the sport right now, which is I think is great. I'm a world championship boxing fan, right? But we
Yeah.
know that it was always kind of like a stateside and everything on the outside type of situation. But we've got Turkey Al Sheikh introducing these big, huge shows, right? Stacking these cards up, putting these big fights together. Where are you as a promoter in the United States, promoting United States? How are you looking at that as far as what's happening there versus what's happening here? Do you feel like there's some sort of competition? Is it a great look? Is it a bad look? How do you feel like somebody who's actually in this game right now?
I don't think it's a bad look.
Mm.
I think it's one of those things to where, he's looking to do what everybody's always said they wanted to do. And they did it more back in the day. God rest his soul, Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali, those guys fought everybody. They didn't care. You
Right,
know, um, I think boxing was at a point where it wasn't we'll fight everybody. It was more like who's the next big fight.
right,
And I mean dollar wise, because some guys, the talent was there to fight him next, but the money wasn't. So what did they do? They went with the money fight instead of the talent fight. And I think he's trying, well, as of right now, I think he's trying to put like a little bit of a halt to that, saying no, like if that's the fight everybody wants to see and that's the fight it is, then let's figure out how to do it. From our standpoint, I think it's a competitive thing. I think it's a good thing. Uh, we're open with, like I said, if one of our guys wanted to go over there or he wanted one of our guys, we have no problem with it. I mean, I think it just brings more competition to the sport in general, even from the promoter side, right?
right,
Because you got to step your game up. You got to step your game up. You got to make sure that you have things that are attractive to the people in the US and the people over there now, because that's where they're taking some of the bigger fights. So I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's more of a put up or shut up. So it's either you got to be ready to step up with the times and get innovative, or you'll just be watching like everybody else.
Right. Does something like this potentially open up opportunities for a young and up and coming company like Swift Promotions? Like, does potentially open opportunities for the fighters that you guys manage? Is that a good thing from just a sense of opportunities for fighters situation, being that you manage fighters? Now that it seems like it's less limited. Like, it seems like you don't have to be inside of a box or in a cookie cutter situation, that you can go there if it's not working there. You can come here, you can go over there. Does that open up lanes, or does that kind of close off some opportunities for you guys a little bit?
I think it opens it up. I think as long as you put on good fights and your fighters are fighting the right fights, then it gives them the opportunity to be next up in line to where you get that phone call. So I don't think it's a bad thing at all. I think it's all about how you manage the situation. Like I don't really think there's like Danny has a saying that kind of grew on me, and it's always there. You don't take L's, they're lessons. So like while all these people are like, oh, well, we're gonna take a loss because he's doing this, he's doing that. No, it's a
Right,
lesson. It's a lesson.
right.
So look at it and say,
Mhm.
okay, well, he's doing that. So maybe if I start doing this, then I can start being competitive. So it's not a loss. It's never a loss. It's always a lesson. So that's how we look at it, and that's how we build on it and just stay competitive.
No doubt. Hey, David, question for you. It's kind of like same question for you a little bit. You're young. You're watching how the game is kind of like evolving. Like, it's a new era of boxing. Seems like it's a new era of competitive boxing going out there. The big fights are being made. A lot of overseas exposure available for young fighters to grow. A lot of competition. You look at the Nick Balls of the world, and you know what I'm saying, and even Mark Chamberlain, who took a loss against this guy who's about to fight Shakur. And some overseas fighters, the Eastern Europeans, and this wave of fighters. How do you feel about it? Being a young American fighter growing up in this space, and you're seeing this happening. Is this exciting? Is this like, oh, what's happening? This is a sport that you're about to be coming into as a professional, as a young fighter. Are you looking at that one way or another from your point of view as a fighter?
I don't know, man. Like, I would say it's more exciting just to see what the future holds.
Mhm.
You know, yeah, I would just say more exciting for sure.
Right, right. When you look at like an event like what's going on over there in Riyadh, or you look at like Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois, they did that huge event. It was like 80,000 plus people. It was wild looking just from sitting at home watching it. It looked crazy. As a young fighter, is that like the dream one day, to be in a stadium packed out like that? You know what I'm saying? With people kind of like, you know what I'm trying to say? That
Yeah,
energy that's
yeah.
up in there. You know what I mean? Like, is it open up the kind of like open up like the wants, you know what I mean, the ambition for you as a fighter?
Nah, for sure. Like, since I live in the Glendale area, we have the Arizona Cardinals Stadium. It's called
Right.
State Farm Stadium. And so I always vision, me fighting in my hometown in the State
Right.
Farm Stadium, selling it out. So definitely that's a dream for sure. That's
The
a
big
dream.
show, right? The big
Yeah,
stage and the
yeah,
big show, man. No doubt.
yeah.
Yeah, I like it, man. I ain't going front,
Yeah,
man.
that's huge.
Yeah,
That'd
boxing is
be huge.
moving in a crazy direction. I think it's gonna get nice for you guys, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I think you guys are coming into right, especially somebody your age. You know what I mean? And even like, I'm gonna consider the age of Swift Promotions, meaning that you guys are that you're young in your own right, in this space. It just looks like a lot of stuff is opening up as far as boxing is concerned. Even the paydays seem like a lot more realistic now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't gotta be a certain way. You can be you, and you can be competitive. How do you feel about legacy and things of that nature? Championships, you know what I'm saying? Accolades. As a young fighter, how do you feel about that going into boxing?
I feel like legacy is a big thing for boxing, that's for sure. Because most of these fighters, they be really doing it for the money.
Hmm.
And for me in this boxing sport, I want a legacy and a dream to be undisputed at any weight class, you know?
Yeah, man. Without a doubt, man. I love to hear that. And I think young fighters have always wanted that legacy, but it does seem like you get to a point where you kind of choose. You had to choose back in the day. Like Mike talked about it, like, I want to do this fight, but I gotta go with the money. But it looks like it's coming together, right? It looks like legacy's being allowed back in the game with money. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can
Yeah.
get money and chase legacy where it didn't seem like that before. I'm kind of happy for you because you don't have to make that hard choice. It doesn't seem. It seems like when you get to that point, that the champions can get the money still. The best fights can get the money. You don't have to, I want to fight you, but really I need to fight this dude because this dude's a dude with the face. That looks good for you guys for the next generation coming up. How do you feel about that, Mike? About the legacy and the money coming together? Does it look like that? I don't know. From your perspective, I know you're on the ground, right? You're on the ground making these things happen. So does that look like it's changing a little bit? Is it becoming a little easier to kind of have the championships be important as well as the money, and it doesn't have to like be vice one or the other?
Yeah, I think that's the direction that they're trying to go. I mean, obviously, you see if you take a look at the way he's already got the Turk has the next couple 3 or 4 cards laid out. It's winner versus winner, loser versus loser. So I mean, it's not really if you're trying to protect your record and go for that 50-0, you're gonna go through battles. It's not, and he's telling them up front. He's saying, hey, look, you guys are fighting. You 4 are fighting. Each winner is fighting each other. Each loser is fighting each other. So going in after you win that bout, you got another hard one coming up.
Right.
It's not where you could say, I'm gonna take this one off, and no. So yeah, I think he's trying to do it where it's both. It's competitive while they're being paid for it. So, like he said, I think he made the comment when he said, why is it okay for somebody to lose in UFC, but it's such a bad thing in boxing? Like, why?
Right. You
And
ain't lying,
he's
man.
right. He's right.
I call it the Floyd Mayweather effect, but most people don't understand Floyd Mayweather's stance coming from Pretty Boy Floyd to Money Mayweather. They don't understand the fights that was he was being held out and frozen out with that he couldn't get. And so when he got into a position of power, he, put an emphasis on the O, and the generation watching him latched on to that part of it and how important that part of it, because he made himself a villain and that made him a lot of money, and people paid attention to that, and that's what they latched on to. And now a lot of people are scared to lose the O, and then it became such a big thing. You lose one time, it's like you're done, because he said, that they have nobody cracked the May Vinci code, right? All these fighters got losses. There's a blueprint how to lose. You know how to beat them, right? So that became such a big thing, and he's such a polarizing figure in the sport that the young fighters coming up latched on to that. They don't realize that Muhammad Ali had multiple losses, Sugar Ray Leonard multiple losses, Tommy Hearns, Roberto Duran, Pernell Whitaker, Oscar De La Hoya. These fighters, they all had multiple losses, and they did it against the best, So, I mean, some of the greatest fights in history took place after losses. George Foreman knocking out Joe Frazier, and then look how big Muhammad Ali Joe Frazier fight was afterwards. So these are things that people just is the history of the sport gets a little bit expunged because of the polarizing figures that like Floyd Mayweather was. They don't realize he was willing to put his own, he was willing to put his own on the line against any and everybody as Pretty Boy Floyd, and that gets overlooked, So I think that's a huge thing. But I don't want to take you guys' time up no more, man. I appreciate y'all coming through. I will be there March 8th.
Appreciate you guys having us. Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Salute to all you guys, man. Good luck, young King David Garcia. We're gonna keep your eye on you, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I got it written down right here, bro. So, man, that combination, I can't miss. That's must-see boxing right there, bro. Definitely gonna keep an eye on you, man.
And so make sure you guys check us out. You're gonna have a whole fight week, right? Okay, so I'll be there. I'll come in on the 5th.
Yeah, we'll have a whole fight week. Make sure you guys check us out on Instagram at Swift Promotions, at Danny Swift Garcia, at Mike_Farrell84. All our fighters are on there. David King Garcia, Mickey's on there. But Instagram is the new wave, so that's where you can check out all our videos, all our flyers. All the flyers have QR codes, so if you ever need to just scan anything, you can do it right there. So it's easy 1, 2, 3.
And also,
we got to get an all access too going, right? We got to get some kind of all access popping with these fighters. You know what I mean?
We're gonna get that popping. We working on that right now.
It's David on the flight. You know what I mean? Coming into town, getting in the hotel. You know what I mean? Getting ready. You know what I mean? Getting ready to go to Grand Arrivals. We got to build it up.
Hey, listen.
Mike, listen. How many fights is going to be on the card on the 8th?
I'm sorry?
How many fights is going to be on the card on the 8th?
12.
12. Okay.
Yeah. And listen, so the night before the fight is a very special thing. So Danny's opening up a lounge in Philly. So that's gonna be the opening night. And that weekend is also Angel's birthday. Angel's birthday is that Saturday, March 8th. So
Oh,
that's a very, very special, yeah, that's a very, very special weekend. So
how is Angel doing? Because I heard that was going through health issues.
Angel is doing very well, man. Angel is a special human being. There's nobody I've ever met like him in my entire life. Um, and he's just the best, man. Like he really is. Like
Yeah,
there's
I
no other
love
way you
it.
could explain. Like people say to me, like, "Yo, how do you explain Angel?" Like it's Angel. That's
It's
the
just,
only way you
it's
can
just
explain it. Like you know what I mean?
he's
He's one of a kind. He is he's the
100%
best person,
authentic.
like honestly, I've ever met. Yeah, he is what he is. Like that's
Yeah.
it. That's it. He's
Right.
got a heart of gold, and I mean, he's an awesome dude, man. He really is.
Absolutely. So okay. So I'll be there for that as well.
Awesome. So we look forward to having you guys. We'll make it a great weekend.
Yes, sir.
No
Let's
doubt.
do it. Let's
No
do
doubt, man. Salute to all you guys. Mickey, y'all making an announcement tomorrow?
Well, the
You'll
announcement
see some.
we
Yeah,
just
I'm trying to figure out who Mickey fighting, man. I'm trying to get it about you guys before you leave. But I
yeah,
already see what it is. But one more
a lot
for the
going
road.
on with certain look like visas and this and that because of the the presidency. So let's just we ain't gonna sour it up with that. But like I said,
So he's not from the US. He's outside the US.
we're
Mhm.
out
He's
soon as. But like I say,
Oh,
I'm
okay. All right. Well, yeah, all right.
show y'all that I still got it, and we hopefully we could get Raymond Ford or Navarrete or one of them next.
he'll get him. He'll get him.
Yeah,
Mickey will get him.
but I'm
Can't
gonna show
wait.
I got it. It'll be to where I ain't delusional. Y'all be like, damn, this cat, there ain't no way he this old.
All right.
This is the stage.
All right. So we gonna be doing. I'll be there. I'm probably gonna come in on the 5th, and I'll be there the whole
Okay,
week.
perfect. I'm gonna make sure I hook y'all up and everything. And of course, we gonna have everything hooked up.
Yeah.
No
Let's
doubt,
say.
no doubt. I'm probably
Say
gonna
We'll
make
have
it
you
out
guys
there, so
taken
I'm probably
care
gonna
of.
link up with you, but I ain't gonna lie. That's probably
Yeah.
what's gonna happen.
Let me know, and we'll make sure you guys are taken care of. We'll make sure it's good to go.
1000%.
Appreciate you.
1000%.
Definitely.
No doubt. Appreciate you
We
guys, bro.
appreciate you guys coming on, man.
No
And
doubt,
we
man.
got to do this again. Fight week 2.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we'll
For
be back.
sure.
Yeah.
Listen,
Okay.
maybe we could do it in Danny's gym. Maybe we'll get the fighters to come down. You guys come down. Maybe we'll do it right in Danny's gym.
Let's do it.
That sounds
All right.
fun. I'm
That
excited.
sounds perfect.
That sounds perfect. Let's do it.
Bet,
All
y'all.
right, fellas.
All right. Appreciate y'all.
All right, y'all.
Salute,
Appreciate
man.
you.
Blessings.
Yeah, Blue. Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Yo, listen, man. They put a lot on the kid, man. I'm definitely watching, man.
I can't
And
wait.
I
I can't wait.
I take Mickey Bay seriously. You know what I'm saying? I don't sleep on what Mickey Bay said. That man said Shakur, Crawford, Bam. You know what I'm saying? Lomachenko, and then Mike came in and said, "Oh yeah, don't forget about that right hook of Danny Garcia. Diabolical."
And see, the thing is here's the thing. I've known Bay for years now,
Mhm.
and we've been good friends for years. And so Bay don't train. He has he comes from the the legend school of training.
Right.
So if he feel like, hey, you playing around with this,
Mm-hmm.
he ain't gonna train you. You know what I'm saying? So he like, you wasting my time while I got things to do. You know what I mean? So the fact that he took him on for these years, that tells me a lot about the kid.
Yeah, no doubt. My
That
wife
tells me
playing
a lot.
with me, man, said, "I'm telling you anyway. We gonna be out there one day." She keep playing with me, talking about, yeah, you ain't. I'm going. I'm telling you. Me crazy woman. I done said what I said already.
I didn't say what I said.
I shouldn't have to be sitting here saying things multiple damn times. You know I done spoke already. I don't know why we keep on going through this. I done said what I said, damn it. I done said what I said already, damn it. That's why we need to go back to the 70s. You know what I'm saying? These women today. These women today, Blue. Let me tell you, brother. Let me tell you, brother.
I done said what I said now. Now I ain't gonna talk twice now.
I'm gonna keep on doing this with you now, damn it.
Yeah. Jay
I
Lynn,
gonna
peace,
keep on-
blessings, queen. But let's get on
Yeah.
out of here, Clay. I know you got to go to work in the morning.
No, I'm good money, man. I'm off
Oh, are
tomorrow.
you? Are you? Yeah. Well,
Yeah, but we
I gotta
good
get out
anyway.
of here.
I'm gonna go chill,
Okay.
go relax. You know what I mean? Get it in,
Yes,
man.
sir. And Saturday, I can't wait.
I'm telling you, it can't come quick enough, bro. I'm looking forward to it, bro. I don't know why I'm so excited, but I just really am, man.
What's your thoughts on, because immediately we know people took to social media to clown Shakur Stevenson opponent as if, you know, but well, that's for another thing. But what you think about the fight, the later replacement, the fight for Shakur?
Man, look, man, beggars can't be choosers. Shakur has to be active, man. He can't keep playing this game. Fighters are making it difficult. I know a lot of people are going to listen. One thing I've came to the understanding of is that this boxing space, especially our community, toxic is an understatement. You know what I'm saying? So Shakur's doing the right thing. He's focused on what's in front of him. Turkey's going to make sure the payday makes sense for him. That's the good thing about it. He might have lost out in a fight, but more than likely the money's going to make sense when he goes home. It's going to make sense. And that's what it's all about, is him being active. I'm way more interested in seeing how that hand feels. In a way, this might be a blessing in disguise. You know what I mean? Floyd was going to provide him that dancing partner to really, you know, if he would have just knocked Floyd out or stopped Floyd or really just had a showcase, it would have done well for him. Even though Floyd, they would have said, but he's still a prospect, and it wouldn't have mattered because he would have pressed Shakur and gave Shakur an opportunity to kind of show out. But at the end of the day, I ain't upset, bro. You know, Shakur didn't do nothing. And I think we got to stop doing that as far as the community is concerned. Sit here and looking for opportunities to kick these guys when they down, bro. When Shakur had nothing to do, he's not ducking nobody. He's not taking an easy fight. He's out there in Riyadh, prepared to fight against Floyd Schofield Jr. All these outside intangibles take place. He could have not been on the card at all. So I'm excited to see him regardless. I'm going to be watching to see how he looks regardless.
Right. It's just diabolical to me that, you know, that people would make fun and act like, look who Shakur is fighting, as if he had a hand in this. Like, he just want to stay active.
Right. Oh, how about the people who are saying, see, that not Shakur paying for it. He should have did that one deal with, bro. He's probably getting just as much money to fight this dude as he would have, you know what I'm saying?
The finances ain't changed.
Right. He good, bro. He getting easy money. What are you talking about? Y'all just looking for a reason to kick the man while you down, bro. It's pitiful.
Meanwhile, he can't. He's out of. It's out of control, out of his hands.
Yeah, man. It's diabolical. But like I said, I'm happy for him. I think he's gonna have to. Another thing for Shakur is, listen, man. He's in the best place he could be right now. He's with the wave. He's with the new chapter in the new era of boxing. Right there with Turki Al-Sheikh, Eddie Hearn, the European, the UK. They're embracing boxing. He's in a place where boxing is felt. He's going to get paid for it. He'll have to fight he'll fight Mark Chamberlain. He'll fight this guy right here. But at the end of the day, he has the money behind him. So there's vested interest for all these bigger fights to be made. He'll be okay. He'll be okay. You know what I mean?
And he's just staying busy at this point. Like, what could he do?
I'm going to be watching it. And I'm going to be watching it to see how Shakur looks. He's been gone for a while. He's had hand surgery. We've seen the pictures of the hands looking like he's been trying to break out a brick cell. So let's see if the hands came together and if he's able to let those hands go. He's got the opponent where the threat's not really there. 15 wins for 4 knockouts, undefeated, just beat Mark Chamberlain. So he's going to bring that IQ to the table, and we're going to have that and have a fight and have about 8 other fights on the card that are going to be mind-blowing, bro. Right. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
It is what it is. Salute to for Surely Sean Nephew in the super chat once again. He said, I ain't gonna tell you what I told you no more now. I ain't gonna tell you what I told you no more now.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna keep doing this with you, woman.
We ain't gonna keep doing this. But let's get on out of here, my great brother.
Baby, I was just playing the show about the game. I got to be here by myself now to show everybody gonna leave me, and I got to be here by myself now.
Hey, baby, I was just playing, man.
You know, I was just doing that for the show.
You know, I was just saying that to make you mad.
Come on, don't be like that.
So let's get on out of here. Hey, do me a favor, my people. Click the link that's pinned up in the chat. Subscribe to my brother Claymore Rain. The link is pinned up right there in the chat. If you have not subscribed to my brother Claymore Rain, once again, the link is pinned up in the chat. So click the link and subscribe to my brother Claymore Rain. The link is pinned up in the chat. Once again, the link is pinned up in the chat. I can't say it enough. The link is pinned up
in the chat. And D-Boy, don't tell me what to do, man. It is so. I gotta live here. I gotta live out here. Damn it. Don't be trying to tell me I gotta be out here.
Hey, baby, I was just playing. I was just saying that to make you mad.
You already know what we're doing.
But y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. So what we got for y'all, we gone. Peace.
Salute, man.